I kind of want to sneeze. Okay, I haven't sneezed yet. Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are going to have a special Halloween theme-ish, red velvet themed pick a card reading. I was asking my sister what videos I could use to make like a Halloween theme one. In this case, we have our 6 song title tracks right here. We have some decorations on the side. We have like a mummy right here. We have a spider right here, a vampire right here hidden, and the pumpkin I made that made its debut or its first appearance in the Vernon individual reading. In case you want to check that one out, if at all, you don't have to, of course. But yeah, in this pick a card reading, we are going to check, I guess, the journey you guys will go through in this transformational period. I feel that in this Halloween, the 31st of October is a time where, the veil has become thinner. Everyone always talks about that on the spiritual side of the internet, if you want to put it that way. Everyone goes like, oh, the veil is getting thin and thinner in Halloween. It opens a portal. And I'm just kind of like, I guess with everyone's intentions out there, of course, everyone will feel the energetical shift that usually happens because everyone wants it. Okay, not wants it, but asking for it somehow. So I want to take advantage of that and see what transformations you guys are going through with the piles in front of me. I'm kind of nervous because there are going to be a lot of messages going through for each pile. I already know they're going to be lengthy as this intro, if not more. Anyway, but in front of me we have 6 piles. We have pile number 1 with this yellow stone. I'm just gonna call them by color because this time I don't know the name of all the stones. We have pile 2 with the orangey stone. This is a Carnelian. Then we have pile 3 with this purplish blue stone. Pile 4 with the blue stone. Pile 5 with the Obsidian, or I guess the black stone. And pile number 6 with the Lapis Lazuli. Or the blue stone as well. But I do know the name, so we're going to keep it as Lapis Lazuli. So these are the piles. Pick the pile that best fits your journey, your transformational period. Just trust your intuition, and of course, whatever message is for you, keep it, and whatever doesn't really fit with your, with your scenario or your situation, feel free to just let that go, because that's for somebody else that also picked your pile. But with all of that said, I will leave in the description below all of the timestamps, so like that you can just jump into the pile that you end up picking. I do feel that some of you may pick more than one pile, and if that's the case, I don't know how you have the patience to watch more than one pile, but with all of that said, I guess that's permission for some of you to pick more than one. But yeah, I don't know what else I have to say besides let's just jump right into whichever pile you picked. I'll see you there. Hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. Let's see what is the journey for your transformational period. For those of you that picked the Yellowstone, pile 1, or for those of you that picked Simsalabim, we have a couple messages on the back. I wrote, are you ready for this? Oh, because that's the beginning of the song. I also wrote that this will be a roller coaster ride, so I do feel that some of you are going to get a lot of like ups and downs, and you're going to have quite the journey on this one. Also, the song that came up when I thought of a roller coaster ride was a song by Shiny, which is Up and Down, because they literally say roller coaster ride. The other kind of like intuitive message that came through with this song was chase after your dreams. You have the light inside of you to make anything possible, so go for it. And some of you will look at this video and be like, what's kind of like, how does this tie in with like Halloween and like, the spooky season and everything? So I wrote a little reminder right here to tell all of you guys that the scariest part of Simsalabim was the styling that they put on the girls, but also we picked this song, my sister and I picked this song because it if you listen to the chorus, it kind of sounds like they're chanting for a cult. It's kind of creepy, to be completely honest, kind of creepy. But yeah, let's jump right into your reading. So the first question for this pick a card reading will be, what should you expect in the journey ahead? We have 2 cards. You got Jupiter and New Moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success. So this tells me that for you, pile 1, the whole point of this transformation that you're going through is to just grow and expand. Jupiter is a card that talks about expansion, learning new things. It could even talk about traveling to other places and learning from other cultures, maybe even learning a new language. But with the new moon in Leo, it also tells me that you're about to start your journey. And in this new chapter of your life, you're transforming into someone that's a lot more confident and a lot more knowledgeable because of that Jupiter, right? You're expanding your knowledge. You're learning new things. You are growing in how to be more confident with yourself and how to handle the spotlight. You're getting to that point when you are learning that the key to success is confidence. You don't need to know everything. You just need to have the confidence to do it. You need to have like the trust in yourself to make anything happen. So I do feel like what you should expect from this transformation is that right now you are having the power and the energy of Jupiter going through you to help you learn all the things that you need to gain that confidence in order for you to succeed in your life. So right now you may feel a lot of like energy in your solar plexus, which is I guess the top part of your tummy, like around that area. That's where you may feel a lot of energy bubbling through, or you may feel a lot of anxiety and stress because of this the anticipation of this transformation could be what could make your body like shake a little bit. Also, I do feel that you may get one of the things that you should expect from this journey is a lot of inspiration coming through, a lot of creativity, and a lot of events that are going to push you towards trying to heal your inner child. I do feel that when you have Leo energy in the reading, we are getting the energy of someone that is trying to take like the lighter aspects of life, is someone that is trying to be optimistic and is trying to just enjoy life and the pleasures that it brings. So I do feel that many of you may be guided towards doing what you're passionate about, rather than having like a very rigid and strict schedule or path ahead. It's supposed to be more of like going with the flow and being very spontaneous. So the next cards that we have is the advice for the next steps in your journey, or how can you find them. So the first one is the Ace of Wands. So I do feel that many of you are clearly starting a new journey. You're barely starting. Some of you could already be like on the path, of course, but I do feel that many of you are actually barely starting into this journey, and this Ace of Wands is kind of saying that the only way you can continue or start this journey is by just taking action, by just doing something. So many of you may hesitate, and life is just telling you and encouraging you to just move forward, to start doing what you want to do. The Ace of Wands is about new beginnings as well, and the fact that it's reversed is telling me that you guys are being very hesitant. Nothing wrong with that. It's just take that leap of faith. The other cards that we have is the Two of Cups and the Sorceress or the Magician. So in this deck, all of the genders are reversed. So with the Magician, is also, you see right there that it's a major arcana number 1. So life is literally telling you that you have the magic and you have all the energy in the world, that it's going to benefit you. What I mean by that is that life is kind of encouraging you to do whatever you want. And they're in life is kind of saying like, we'll give you what you need to make your dreams come true. The Magician is a card that is very good at manifesting anything and everything. So with the power of Jupiter and the power of the Magician, you are literally being told to just do what you want. So many of you may be people that are either not motivated to do something, so you may be in this stagnant, stuck type of energy, or you guys are the type that are very strict with how you should go along with your path. So many of you could have very earthy mentality. I need to do this and I need to do that, and these are my plans, and this is what I should be doing. This is what I was meant to do. So very goal orientated, and that could kind of restrict you to not have fun, and it could also make some of you feel like you have lost the freedom to do what you wish. But the next steps into your transformational journey is to just take the risk of doing whatever you want. I do feel that this Two of Cups reverse is talking about the union within yourself, having a balance between your feminine and your masculine energy. So many of you may be neglecting both sides of your energies. So many of you could be like not manifesting your feminine energy and your masculine energy properly, because I was going to say, oh, you're out of balance with one of them, you're relying too much on one rather than the other. But I do feel that for most of you, you are misusing both energies. And what I mean by that is that some of you, when you have the masculine energy, you're taking action, you're doing a bunch of things, but they're meaningless to you. You're just doing them to do something, and that's how you are misusing your masculine energy. So you are putting your energy forward, you're taking action, but it's not necessarily the right one, because you're not following what your passion really is. You're just doing it to get something done. And from your feminine energy, many of you are abusing it because you're not nurturing yourself. You're not nurturing the side of yourself that wants to do what you love and have fun and enjoy life. So many of you are kind of out of balance on both fronts. Let's just put it that way. I don't think that this is kind of like, oh, you're not taking action, so because you're too much in your feminine energy, or you're nurturing yourself some. I was gonna say the same thing again. Whatever. So all I'm saying is that both sides are not in complete balance, and you're lacking on both energies. So now let's go on to the next card, which are the challenges and difficulties you should expect in the journey ahead. We have the Angel of Divination and the Crow. So we have an air element right here. So I do feel that many of you guys are just are struggling to communicate with yourself and doing the shadow work necessary to go through this transformation. So even though I'm talking about doing things that you enjoy and doing things that you have fun with, it does require to do some shadow work. So what I mean by that is that before you can figure out what you're truly passionate about and what you have to, healing that inner child is going to automatically make you have to do some shadow work. But what I mean by that as well is that even though you're being encouraged to have fun, there's a reason why you're being encouraged to have fun. You are putting blocks within yourself to not do what you're passionate about, to not do what you really want to do. Or you may feel like life is putting those blocks on you, but I do feel that you are having a lot of limiting beliefs that don't allow you to move forward. But with this Angel of Divination in the Crow, I am getting that in order for you to find alignment, you do have to look within a lot, and that will be your biggest challenge and the most difficult. Because I do feel that many of you find structure in setting up tangible goals that you can achieve, but those goals tend to be meaningless because the only meaning you're putting into them, I feel, is just so you have something to do, to keep yourself busy. It is fake sensation of moving forward and getting stuff done, and the momentarily satisfaction of completing something. So I do feel that many of you are stuck in that cycle and are not allowing yourselves to have fun and to actually do something that you care about and that really matters to you. So this crow is supposed to symbolize an animal that will guide you through all of those unknowns, through all of that darkness. And when I mean darkness, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's supposed to be something that you just don't see. There could be a lot of good qualities that you have and a lot of good skills that you carry that you just don't see because you push them down. Because those skills are useful in the things that you do want to do, but you put them down because you are neglecting that, or you're not allowing yourself to just do those things. So let's say some of you want to be writers and creatively put your stories out there, but you don't do it because, the whole saying of like, artists are always, they don't earn money, right? So I do feel that many of you may be like, why will I do that if it will not provide for me? But I do feel that you need to find that balance where it's like, I'm doing this for fun and I want to enjoy it. This is just for me. Like, you're not doing it for anybody else. You're not doing it for money and survival. This is not the survival that society kind of always tells us that we need. Because yeah, we need it, but we also forget that we also need to feed our soul, feed our heart, and our happiness and our inner child. People always forget to, also take care of the survival of that, right? So you do need to also have those, I guess, passion projects is what people call them, but to me, I have the negative connotation of passion projects as people that say, I will do this, I will do that, but always put it in the back burner and not do anything with it. So try not to do that. Try to make sure that you do put some time into it for your own, I was going to say mental health, but I was going to say for you to just take a break from all of the other things that you do have to do, from your responsibilities. Try to do something that you can have fun with. But also with this angel of divination, I do feel that many of you may start encountering the challenges of your third eye opening. Since we have all of these colors in the crow, I do feel that many of you are going to be aligned through all of your chakras, because of course all the healing will make everything else slowly come into balance. So I do feel that many of you are just going to become more intuitive and more aware. You may start getting dreams of your subconscious almost screaming at you that they want to do this, they want to do that. They're giving you answers to the questions that you have, and I do feel that your biggest challenge here will be to understand them, because it's kind of like a part of yourself screaming at you and telling you, this is what I desire, this is what I want, this is how we could solve this is how we could solve that. So I do feel that many of you are just going to have the challenge of trying to understand what that means, and also facing all those fears and all those things and obstacles that are holding you back. And also the other challenge will be to understand that side of yourself and be gentle with that side of yourself, because I do feel that many of you are very, very hard on yourselves, and even though that's like a very normal thing for you to do, you do have to cut yourself some slack. So now we're going to talk about, I call this the breadcrumbs, or the little signs or guidance that life and the universe is trying to give you along this journey of transformation. So some of you may start seeing crows, or may be attracted to crows. Like all of a sudden you will start seeing them, and that is a sign that you're being guided. There's a sign that you're not alone, and all of that. To me, crows symbolize an animal that guides you through all of those unknowns and that mystery and all of that darkness. So I do feel that many of you could see this as a sign. Like that could be one. I already talked about dreams. That could be a sign as well. But these ones are like the little like breadcrumbs. So like little pieces, little checkpoints that the universe leaves behind, so like that you are able to know that you're not alone, or are able to see that you're going along the right path. So the first card that we have is the Knight of Swords. You see my little cards? They're really cute. So we have the Knight of Swords reversed. We have the Page of Pentacles reversed. And the Eight of Pentacles reversed. I'm thinking. Let's see the other cards that we have. We have the Jug with lighthearted, carefree time. We have Bread, period of prosperity and abundance. We have the Inkpot, problems to be resolved. So, remember how I mentioned that you guys might be writers? I do feel that with that Inkpot, it kind of reassures that some of you, if you have something and it spills, see it as a sign that that not everything will go how you plan it to be, and that's fine. Like that, it feels weird to say that when things don't go your way, it's a sign that everything's going exactly as it should. So it's technically going your way, just not how you expected it, if that makes sense. So expect the unexpected, pile one. I feel it's a bit unfortunate because I feel that all of you like structure. All of you guys like to go as planned. All of you guys love all of that rigid, like knowing everything along the path. You like to be prepared like that. But I do feel life is kind of telling you, be prepared for the unexpected, and you are on the right path when things are not going how you expect them to go. Because I do feel that life wants to encourage you and take you through this transformation of just doing things for fun and just be very spontaneous and going with the flow. So I do feel that one of the signs that you're going to get constantly is a break, your flow, and like divine detours and a break of your own flow. What you believe, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. Life is going to always stir you this way or the other way to make sure you're not following a very structured thing. So like that they can, help you, shake off the belief that you have to go down one specific path, and just learn that when things don't go as planned, it's not a mistake. It's just is, if that makes sense. So I do feel that with this Knight of Swords, many of you may feel like a little bit reckless, or like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, and you may be filled with energy. So life is going to make sure that you don't fall victim to your recklessness if you ever have those periods. Or life is going to encourage you to take risks and be brave. Or all of a sudden you're going to have those urges like, oh, I should do this, I should do that. And life will slowly encourage you to follow those signs. I got the word in Spanish, which is corazonada. When you have that gut feeling that it's like, I should do this, I should do that, right? Just go and do it. So I do feel that life is right here telling you, one of those signs is when you have like this urge of doing something, that is a sign, a little breadcrumb that that's what you should be doing. Like that's the path that life is trying to encourage you to go down. Also with this Page of Pentacles reversed, life is trying to also encourage you to jump into things that you are not ready for. So let me explain what I mean by that. So with this Page of Pentacles, when you're talking about pentacles, we're talking about material things, we're talking about health, we're also talking about your finances, your career, stuff like that. But with it being reversed, I do feel that life is trying to encourage you to not take the traditional path necessarily. Like if people always do like this certain steps to get somewhere, life is telling you to take your own steps to do something. Like you don't have to do what other people do to get there. Do what you feel comfortable doing. I do feel that life is trying to break you free from like the structure that you're not comfortable with. So because I do feel that many of you are very persistent and you're able to just handle doing things that you're not very happy with. Because that's how you get somewhere. That's the real sure path to get whatever it is that you desire. So I do feel that life is highly encouraging you that if you're going to work on a project, to break free of that cycle that everybody else is going through. Life wants you to go down your own path, to be unique in that sense, to do what you want to do, however you want to do it. Now you don't have to put yourself these rules that are because of what others think, or because of what others believe. They want you to follow your own rules, go at your own flow, at your own pace. Because that's one of the things that I was going to mention with this Page of Pentacles. I forgot what I was going to say. That I got this kind of like, make sure that you tell pile one. They don't want to push you to do something you don't want to do when you're not ready for it. If you're not ready to do something, life wants you to be brave and take the first step when you're afraid. But also, if you need time, life wants you to take the time that you need to do something. Not because you're resisting it, but because you actually do need that time. So if you need time to assimilate the situation and to process what's going on, life will give it to you, and they want you to take that break. Because I do feel that many of you are very hard workers and very traditional in that sense. So life does want you to take a break from time to time. I do feel that many of you, when you hear this, many of you may start kind of going down this path of like, okay, I have to do everything I want to do. Great. Where do I start? And then you may go a little bit crazy trying to figure out all of that to, kind of get over it and be like, okay, I did this, I did that. Again, that goal-orientated side of you will just go crazy trying to, get done with this journey, this transformation. And life is telling you, take your time, it's fine. You can take the time that you need and go with the flow as well. This is not necessarily time sensitive, or like you have to do it within this amount of time or within this month. It's a change of mentality that you're kind of going through and transforming towards. So it's normal that you will. I just realized this ones are out of frame. That bothers me. Whoops. So they're just kind of like encouraging you to go with the flow, but also go at your own pace. No one's rushing you to do anything. Also, with this 8 of Pentacles reverse, I'm getting that life doesn't necessarily want you to work too hard to do anything. They want you to do things that just kind of come easily. It comes very easily. I'm saying that because many of you are not necessarily lazy. Even if you feel you are, you're not. You do a lot of things. You learn quickly. You get skills very quickly as well. And because of this, life is trying to tell you to take a break once in a while. Life wants you to move forward and do things, but they don't necessarily need you to be like at the top of the game all the time. They want you to be flexible and ready to take the hits. I'm saying hits because life is going to push you off the path that you think you're supposed to take over and over. So you slowly learn to just go with the flow and being able to take steps forwards into the unknown a little bit more comfortably. So taking you out of your comfort zone in that sense. Now let's look at the other cards, the other crumbs that you got. You literally got bread, so I think that's kind of funny. You know, the little crumbs along the path, and you got some bread. Also with jug, I was thinking of water, so you're getting el pan de cada día, you know, getting that bread, getting that dough every day. And also with the jug, I was thinking of water, so the essential stuff, food and water. Also with the jug, I was connecting the jug with the ink pot, and I was thinking that maybe you will, when you spill something, like you're eating breakfast and then you spill your drink or whatever, that's a sign of life being like nudging you, like trying to break you off whatever structure you have, trying to make sure, you know, this is life's way of having fun, and they want you to have fun with them. So your spirit guides may seem like little troublemakers and like little devils doing things, but believe me, they're trying to put a smile on your face. So try to stay positive, try to be optimistic. This is not life being like this is not like your unlucky day. They don't want you to think that way. They want you to see this as oh well, it happens, it'd be like that, and just move on. They want to encourage you to just be okay when things don't go as you want them to go. So they're really pushing you in that sense. But yeah, lighthearted and carefree. They want you to be, you know, embrace that Leo energy that is okay with, you know, when you have Jupiter and Leo, they're both very optimistic energies. So keep that in mind. They really want you to be very lighthearted, optimistic, and also light on your feet. So they want you to definitely be stable, but they don't necessarily want you to put yourself in this box that you can't be free to do whatever you want. So I do feel that it will be kind of messy in the sense of, I do feel like you're gonna get a lot of little accidents like those, like you drop some food, or you drop your drink, or you break something, or when you're working on your project, something kind of just falls apart somehow. Life wants you to see that type of chaos as just something that it is, rather than something bad. You know, mistakes can be very beautiful things as well. Now the next 3 cards that we have right here are going to tell you how to end the journey. And what I mean by this is for those of you that are already kind of like in the middle of this or going towards the end of it. This could be very similar to the second question, which was like, what are the next steps? But this one is supposed to symbolize if you feel you're very close to ending this chapter, which for pile 1, I think you're barely starting. So you can, if you ever come to this video later, this could be very helpful for you in the future. But for some of you, maybe you're already here, you already feel like you're at the end of your journey, so you're just kind of like, okay, how do I end this cycle, right? I know that I've been doing this for a while now. Now what do I do? So these are the 3 cards that are going to guide you through that. So we have the 7 of Cups, Temperance, and the King of Pentacles reversed. But with the 7 of Cups, I'm getting that there's a lot of options ahead in your path, and you need to use your intuition to figure out what is the right thing for you. So there's, in the 7 of Cups, it has a symbolism of 7 different options. Some of them have gifts, and others of them have like dangerous things on them. Like there's a snake, there's like a little ghost. Perfect for Halloween. But what I'm trying to get at is that there's a lot of options, a lot of things that could make you very happy or could make you very sad. And your spirit guides and the universe can't force you to do anything. That's why they're kind of inching you and nagging you and pushing you with these breadcrumbs, right? They're telling you what they want to tell you. Have fun, break free, be okay when things don't go the way that you want, go with the flow and all of that. And they're kind of pushing you this way because they can't force you to do anything, right? If you pick the path that will make you happy, they'll continue guiding you through that path. And if you go down quote unquote the wrong path, which is something that probably doesn't make you happy, and you're kind of going through the cycle again, life will not punish you necessarily. They will just try to teach you that you're going down the same cycle again, and they're just trying to, I guess, it becomes a cycle because they're trying to again put you down the journey to fix that behavior of always doing something you don't enjoy just because it is the right path in your vision, right? So it becomes a cycle. It becomes again the whole thing of like, I have to fix this, so I'm going to push pile 1 again to go down the path that is meant for them, what their soul really desires rather than what their mind tells them to do. So this is what the 7 of Cups represents. So if you're not, the way that it will end is when you pick the right cup. Let's put it that way. And then this other card that we have right here is Temperance. So life is encouraging you to look at other perspectives, because Temperance is Sagittarius energy, which is ruled by Jupiter, which you have previously gotten. So life is really encouraging you to look at how other cultures work, or encouraging you to hear other people's advice, hear what other people, like how other people work, how they go through their daily routine, what goals they have for themselves. Like life really wants you to see how other people work and how they do their thing, so like that you get an idea of that there's technically no wrong way of doing something. As long as you're doing what you want to do and it's a healthy balance, you should be fine. Also, you have the King of Pentacles reversed, so they want you to, not the only way, but one of the ways you could end your journey is to be less, I guess, less traditional. Try to have that balance between your 3D and your 5D world. Try to have a balance between what you want to do and your responsibilities, right? Try to have that balance, right? So you are a King of Pentacles, right? But not to its fullest potential, right? You have potential to be this King of Pentacles because the card is here. However, it's reversed because you are not at its full maturity. You are in the, how should I put it? Like, you know what a King of Pentacles acts like, but you are not fully embodying the healthiest form of the King of Pentacles. So let's say many of you work very hard and you are very responsible and you have a very healthy career in the sense of it's very successful. You earn a lot of money. You have a lot of people recognize your work and they give you the credit that you deserve and all of that, right? So you are doing the materialistic side of this King of Pentacles, you know, that Capricorn energy. So you are making sure that the public sees you in a good light. However, what you're not doing is that you're not nurturing yourself to become a very healthy King of Pentacles, which will be having that balance of learning what are the limits to those responsibilities. Sometimes I do feel that many of you push yourself to create this good image of yourself that you kind of forget what does that mean to you, right? All of these other people could be like, oh, you're great, you're this, you're that, but are you happy with that? Are you actually content with all of the work that you do? Are you content with the job that you're in? Are you happy with the goals you have achieved? Do they actually fulfill you and satisfy you, or do they not? So that's kind of when you start answering those questions and then slowly finding solution to those to the problems that you encounter and the walls that you encounter, you will slowly bring yourself into balance and therefore have reached the end of your journey. Now, the last card that we have right here is to see the lessons that you're going to learn from this journey, this transformational journey, or what was the purpose of this chapter in your life, or what's the takeaway basically. So you have feel loved and proud. We have the koala spirit, with spirit has a plan, and we have the fox spirit, think on your feet. So again, there's this, with these two cards right here, one of the biggest takeaways is to have a balance between your spiritual side and your practical side. Balance between your 3D and your 5D. So being able to work with spirit, but also be very stable and grounded and know what your reality is all about. So having a very healthy crown chakra and third eye, and then having a very healthy root chakra, as well as just having everything aligned. Because if the heart is not aligned, I'm talking about the chakras right now. If your heart chakra is not aligned, then you will not feel at home, and you will feel like you have lost your sense of purpose and all of that. So you also need the other chakras to be aligned, but these are the main ones: your root, your third eye, and your crown chakra. So being able to connect with your spiritual team and, you know, the higher power out there that you believe in, and also being able to work within your life and in the tangible 3D reality that you're in. So that's the biggest takeaway: balance. You know, basically what this temperance card is all about: balance. And also the other very important thing is, like, the lesson that you're learning here is to feel loved and proud. So life is telling you that you don't have to do what society says you have to do to feel proud, to feel accomplished, to feel successful. Life wants you to define what success means in accordance to what your heart wants and what you desire and what you are passionate about. So this is all about you. It's your life, so figure out what success means, what happiness means, what are your passions. You know, define all of those things and try to not put yourself in these box to accomplish all of those things. Make sure that you leave room for improvement, or leave room for, you know, wiggle room to have the freedom that you want and to change it. Keep in mind that you don't need to have a very rigid mentality on how to do something. You can definitely change it and adapt accordingly. As you're growing, you will see things differently. You will have fun with different things. You will realize that sometimes as you're growing older, the things that matter to you at one point are not the same now, and stuff like that. So with feel loved and proud, that's the whole point of this. They want you to feel proud of yourself, and they want you to learn how to love yourself, and they want you to nurture yourself. That's one of the biggest things, because here we have like this woman taking care of this bird and almost not necessarily caging it in the sense of like you can fly away and be free. It's kind of like, let me protect you and be your home. So I do feel that there's this sense of like being very caring, so like taking care of yourself basically. that's where I'm getting at. So I will leave that there for pile 1. I hope that this was helpful somehow in your transformation. I hope that I was able to provide you with some information on how to go along this journey if you're already there, which of course you already are. The moment you start, you're already on the way on your journey. I hope you're able to slowly transform into that healthy Jupiter Leo energy, you know, be ready to, you know, take control of your life the way that makes you the happiest, basically. So I will see you on the next one, pile 1, whenever that is, however that is. Thank you so much for watching. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. For those of you that picked the Carnelian card, oh my god, the Carnelian stone or the orange stone, you got Psycho. So let's see what I wrote on the back. I wrote super toxic relationship, which could be karmic, or you're just mirroring each other. You could either shine very brightly together, or you could just crush each other, again because of the mirroring. You both are probably very similar. This is in case of a relationship though. So that means that right now you're going through a transformation that has very big waves. Either you're doing very, very well, or you're down in the slumps going through a very difficult period. So I was wondering if you guys have heavy energy. I'm saying that because the song, even though it's a beautiful song and it's great, feel free to check it out. It's Red Velvet Psycho. Feel free to check it out. It's very good. I really like it. It's technically, if you read the lyrics, it's just kind of like, well, that's kind of rough. So just say this is perfect for Halloween in the sense that it's kind of crazy. Is there any? Oh, so when we get to your cards, we'll see if you guys actually have heavy energy or not. The cards will let me know. Okay, let's see. So what's the gossip all about? So the first two cards are going to tell me what should you expect in the journey ahead for your transformation. We have Virgo, and third quarter moon adjustments are required. So this Virgo energy tells me that life may want you to have it's healing for sure. Healing and service. Virgo, with the number 6, I'm thinking of the 6th house, which talks about your daily routine, your work, and your health as well. So keep those things in mind. This could be the areas that life may want you to work on, or the areas of your life that will be affected in your transformation. This could be I have a feeling that because of the song that you picked, many of you should expect to see a lot of people mirror you. What I mean by that is that you may encounter a lot of people that have when you see people and you like what they have, or you like the qualities and characteristics that someone has, is because you have them as well. And when there's someone that triggers you somehow, is because that's something within yourself that you do not want to see. So keep that in mind. Also, you picked an orangey stone, so you may be working a lot with your sacral chakra, so you may feel very, very passionate sometimes with some people, in case this is about a relationship. So be aware to not think with the head below and think with your mind, the head on your shoulders. So let's talk about Virgo as well. The energy that Virgo carries means that you will have to think in the mentality of structure, think in a mentality of healing. I'm thinking of the Hermit Because in Major Arcana, the Hermit represents Virgo energy, so keep that in mind. You may you might encounter a period of isolation, and by that it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to meet anyone. It just kind of means that you will go through a period where you will have to focus on yourself. Virgo is the last sign that is all about the self, so this is definitely a sign or an energy that is telling you to definitely focus on you. But this is the you of like your body, and like organizing your ideas as well. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so you may encounter problems with your speech. And when I mean with speech, I don't necessarily mean that you talk funny, or that all of a sudden you get like throat problems. Like that could be it, but not necessarily. I do feel that you may encounter this sense of not being able to speak up for yourself, or because I do feel that many of you are going to learn how to communicate properly to you, not necessarily to others, but to yourself. Like finally have a very clear connection within you. And I do feel what the adjustments are required it's kind of like stating the obvious. You are going to go through some changes, and you will have to adjust to them. Pretty, clear cut. So that's what the journey ahead. It could be about your health. It could be about your schedule, your daily routine, your structure. Somehow that could be affected, and it's just some changes. So the next 3 cards is advice on the next steps within your journey and how to find them. We have number 3, the Emperor, which is actually the Empress. So this is some Venus energy. So relationships are still coming up. You have the Star reverse, and then you have the 4 of Swords. So this tells me that the journey ahead is telling you to take some time off. You have Venus and Aquarius energy with the Star right here. So there's this sense of finding stability within yourself, finding your self-beauty, some self-care, self-respect. I do feel that with the Star, life may be encouraging you to be a little bit more grounded. I do feel that some of you could be leaning towards or having hope and faith. I do feel that some of you could be a little bit too delusional, in the sense of like you're so dreamy that you don't realize the reality that you're living in, so you don't have your feet on the ground. That's basically what I'm saying. that the next step will be to ground yourself again. And for others of you, I do feel that the star is reversed because you don't have hope that your dreams are going to come true. So life is just encouraging you to have hope again, to turn the star upright again. Believe that your dreams are going to come true. Believe that what you're asking for is not too much. It can happen, and it will happen. I do feel that with this Four of Swords, life is encouraging you to calm your mind. Some of you could have a lot of activity in your brain. You guys could be overthinkers. Virgo could be prone to overthinking. I should know as a moon in Virgo. But I do feel with this Four of Swords, life is definitely encouraging you to take some time off and to relax your mind, rest. If you feel very tired because of your overthinking, life is definitely encouraging you to sleep and nap and even to meditate. This Four of Swords is supposed to represent, it usually like the symbolism in the Four of Swords is a knight that is preparing for war. It is sleeping, it is in slumber, it is ready to battle. And the best way to be ready for battle is by relaxing and calming down and staying chill and pretty calm and all of that, right? So life is telling you to prepare your mind to stay calm, to not be overthinking or being nervous and constantly planning. Life is telling you to take a break. And with this Emperor card, which is actually the Empress, in this deck, all the genders are reversed. So that's why the star has a guy and the Empress has a guy as well. But yeah, with this card, life is telling you to slowly fill yourself with pleasure and beauty. Fill your life with luxury. Venus could talk about finances and money as it rules Taurus. Also, it could be about food, enjoying those little material pleasures, or it could also talk about how it rules Libra, which could be relationships and love, and also maybe learning new things and music and stuff like that, right? It is definitely encouraging you to do things that you enjoy and that you have fun with and that you find pleasure and beauty in, as that is what Venus kind of rules over. So if there is a relationship somewhere around here, what I mean by they is your spiritual team, and life is encouraging you that the journey right now is to focus on yourself and do what you want to do and what you like, and to not lose hope. Now, the next cards that we have is, what are the challenges and difficulties you will encounter in the journey ahead? So we have left hand Judgment, and then you have the Hummingbird and the Lamb. So already you have two opposing signs. You have Earth and Air. So there's a sense of communication and stability. They want you to have, it feels like one of the challenges will be to regain your innocence in life. It's kind of weird to phrase it that way, but I do feel that life is trying to encourage you to find balance and to be optimistic about life again. This Lamb is supposed to be a very innocent and pure energy, so life really is encouraging you to have a more optimistic outlook in life, and that could be very challenging for you right now. I do feel that with the song that you picked, or maybe the pile that you picked, I don't know how you got to this pile, but the song that you got is quite I guess, if you think about it, quite depressing. So many of you are being encouraged to be a lot more optimistic, and that's one of the difficulties you will encounter. You seem to right now to be in a period where you kind of don't see the good side of stuff. You call it, to be realistic and stuff, but it's a pessimistic outlook. You can be realistic and still see the good in stuff. You can be very, grounded in everything and still have faith and hope. Having faith and hope doesn't mean that you're not grounded or that you are delusional. It's sometimes, having faith and hope is sometimes okay. It doesn't hurt to have faith. It doesn't hurt to be hopeful. Keep that in mind. I guess the only pain you can feel from having faith and hoping for things to go well is the disappointment that you could encounter if things don't go the way that you want them to. So it ain't that bad, right? But with the air element that you have right here with the Hummingbird, life is definitely encouraging you to speak up, to be to find that light within you to shine very brightly within the darkness that you may have in your environment. This hummingbird is kind of like here I go with my animal facts again. So I mentioned this before in a reading that had a hummingbird before, but you guys may not know this. The hummingbird is the few birds that can fly backwards. It can fly in all directions. And what I mean is that the hummingbird could be like this and then fly like this without having to like turn around. It could go up or down or all of that. And the hummingbird is a very fast moving bird. So I do feel that life is telling you and encouraging you to have a sense of, of going with the flow, in the sense of having the freedom to go in any direction, having the ability to see within the darkness, because you are your own light, you are your own hope. So I feel that that's why life is encouraging you to work on yourself and to rest and everything, so like that you can continue working on becoming your own strength and becoming your own temple and your own hope, and being able to be your own light, your own guidance. Life is trying to encourage you, not because they're like, oh, you're on your own, but so like that you are okay being on your own. So many of you may get into relationships just to not be on your own, and life is trying to make sure that you know that being in a relationship with someone, like in a romantic relationship or even friendships and family, those people are not going to fill up the vacancy that you have within your heart, because that emptiness that you feel is something only you can fill up. Is not something that anybody else can satisfied or appease or get rid of. This is something that only you can with your own light. That's kind of what I'm getting here. You see, the hummingbird is having all this light around it, and it has all the colors of the chakra, all the colors of the rainbow, meaning full alignment, as well as the lamb. The lamb has all the colors of the rainbow as well, and it's filled with light. There's not that much darkness with the lamb. So I'm telling you, this is the sense of like, you are your own light, you are your own hope. Not necessarily because you're on your own. It's not that life is telling you, oh, good luck to you, I'm out, peace. No, life is trying to encourage you to find the strength and the power to be okay on your own, and to go down the path that you want with your own strength, basically. Let's see. You had left hand judgment. So the left hand is the hand of the subconscious side of yourself. So they may want you to go deep within yourself and do the final judgment, right? So ask yourself the questions of like, why do I feel like this? What is bothering me? Try to figure out what the problem is by asking yourself those questions, to figure, to go in deeper and deeper and deeper. Also with this left hand, we have this sense of doing some shadow work as well. I mean, we're basically all doing shadow work, because in this Spirit card reading, we're talking about transformations and change. So that's going to be a very natural thing that everyone will have to do anyway. And shadow work is basically just looking at the side of yourself that you don't see. And we are all constantly doing shadow work because we all have blind spots, and we will always have them. There are going to be things that only other people will be able to reflect back at us. So what I mean by that is that some of us learn better when we are surrounded by other people, because when we see how other people act and react and all of that, and we are introspective and analyze, why do I view this person like this? Why do I feel like this about this person? We are able to learn a little bit about ourselves because of the way that we think. We're like, oh, this is what I think about this person. Oh, I did not know. And then you start learning about yourself, and you're introspective, right? When you finally gather the outside information and then put it within and learn, analyze it. I do feel that that's a big thing. So I do feel that one of your biggest challenges is to be trusting your judgment and finding the will to continue digging deeper within yourself to find the core issue, and to also be your own light and your own hope, as well as having the ability to regain your innocence. So there's a sense of some inner child healing in this pile as well. The next card are like the breadcrumbs for the guidance or the signs that the universe or your spiritual team is going to give you along this journey. So I guess this breadcrumbs is just for you, those checkpoints that will let you know if you're on the right path. So you have the Seven of Pentacles reverse. You have the Page of Cups reverse. And then you have the Five of Swords reversed. Oh, look, the Five of Swords is right after the Four of Swords. That's kind of funny. You have Rainbow with oh my god, the most difficult part of a situation is over. Okay. You have the Harp with great happiness. You have December. So December could be very important to you. By the time this comes out, December hasn't passed, so maybe something in December is going to happen and you're gonna get a sign that you've been asking for, or things are going to or there's going to be some dynamic energy going through in December. So what I mean by dynamic is it could be something very good or something bad. Again, you're the energy that got highs and lows, so that's kind of how you label things. You don't label things as the gray in between. You only see good or bad. You see yes or no. You are very cut and dry in that sense. But you're getting a lot of good things. So the breadcrumbs that you're getting is good things, happiness. I do feel that many of you are in a mentality, in a state of mind that kind of leaves you looking at the worst part of the situation. So even if something good is happening, it's not enough, it's not fulfilling, and that's why you need like a timeout. You do need to take some time out so like that you can figure out what does satisfy you, what is enough, what is good enough, what is not. Because I do feel that many of you, when you get something good, you kind of shape it this way or that way, and you're looking for the worst part of it in a defense mechanism of sorts for you. But let's look at this card. So you have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So I do feel that many of you, one of the signs that you're going to get is for some of you, to not wait for something to happen. You are the one that should take that dynamic change. But for others of you, I do feel that the Seven of Pentacles is telling you guys to just be patient. Just be patient and let the situation do what it has to do. I do feel that some of you guys don't necessarily have the power to make something physical happen because you are in a period where you're supposed to do some inner healing, clear your mind and your heart and all of that, and finally have your mind and your heart aligned to work together. So have your heart be the judge of some of the things that you do without allowing your mind to block what your heart desires. This is definitely I'm saying because of the judgment right here, right? That's one of the challenges that you're encountering, to trust your heart. Okay, so let me go back to the Seven of Pentacles. So one of the signs that you may get that you're on the right path is when life is testing your patience. That's one. The other one is the Page of Cups. So I do feel that some of you in that sense is follow your heart. Hear what your heart has to say. To me, pages are messengers. Also, when you talk about cups, we talk about spirituality, your emotions, and your creativity. So life is telling you to hear the signs that you get when you are meditating or when you are listening to your guides. Hear those signs. Hear them. Those are messages important for you in your journey. Also, when you're working on something creative, let's say you're drawing an illustration and you just allowed your hand to do its thing, and then when you look at it, you're like, oh, what is it trying to tell me? What is the story behind this? Or when you are writing creatively, what is it trying to tell you, right? Do automatic writing. That could be necessarily very, very useful. Or let's say you're watching a show and you're like, okay, what is it inspiring me? What am I taking away from this? Like, let's say you're watching like a movie and something in it is kind of like making you uncomfortable or bothering you. Why is it making you uncomfortable? Is it because the protagonists are happy and they have, a happily ever after, and you're like, oh, that can't happen. Why can't it happen, right? Try to analyze, why do you think that way that you do? Now, we have the Five of Swords reversed. So I do feel with the Five of Swords is that, especially with the cards that you got right here, one of those breadcrumbs is that when there's nothing wrong going on, don't stir the pot. Don't stir the pot was the words that I got, but I'm not too sure if that's the right words for what I'm trying to say. But I'm getting this sense of like, okay, so the Five of Swords to me symbolizes you've won the battle but not the war, because there's always this sign of caution, right? Like, this guy has won, but this other two people behind in the background, they've gone away, but they're still alive. They can always come back for revenge. That's the warning, basically. But with it being reversed, I feel like you're getting like the opposite meaning of that. It's kind of like you won the battle, and it's okay to be cautious, but don't see the negative side of it in the sense of, okay, I have to look over my shoulder every single time and make sure everything's okay. I do feel that in this sense, life is telling you to let go a little bit, allow your mind to be free, allow your mind to not think that there's always something wrong. Just because something goes well doesn't mean that something bad comes right after it. That's not necessarily how things work. Sometimes things don't go as planned, but that's not a bad thing. It's just what it had to be. So start getting out of the mentality of good and bad. Let's just put that out there for you, pile 2, because you got 2 very good cards. You have Rainbow, which talks about the most difficult part of a situation is over. So I feel that you being on your own is the most difficult part, and that's kind of what's over, because you're learning how to not feel lonely or how to be okay with yourself, right? I do feel that this 5 of Swords is kind of relating to that rainbow, right? So start seeing the good. Also, you have technically like 3 rainbows. You have a rainbow right here, you have all the colors of the rainbow right here, and the lamp also has all the colors of the rainbow. So there's this very strong sense of aligning your chakras. Also, you have the harp with great happiness. So I don't know what other signs you want besides the journey ahead, and the breadcrumbs that you're getting is a lot of happy things. Be able to accept them, acknowledge them, and be grateful for them. Don't try to see this pessimistic side of like, okay, I'm getting all of these good things, so when is this all going to go away, or like, when is it all going to go bad? Life is trying to encourage you to be happy and be okay with being happy, right? The other cards that we have is how to end the journey. So for some of you, this card is going to, so some of you may have been in this journey for a while now. I'm not necessarily getting that any of you have just started this, but if you have, you're technically already in your path, right? But for this one, it's for those of you that feel very closer, like you're like, yes, I know there's happiness, I know that I should be optimistic and all of that. You are aware of all the things that I have been talking up to this point. So now some of you may be in the path where you're like, okay, so now how do I end this cycle? How do you end this cycle? You have the 4 of Swords. So my happy tarot is very direct. You may think, oh, it's very cute and stuff, but it's very straightforward and to the point. You have the 4 of Swords twice, so that is confirmation that is very important for you to do that. You have these 3 cards of like, what are the next steps to this transformation in this journey, and then how do you end it? This 4 of Swords. So many of you may be highly encouraged to to meditate, so you could go ahead and do that. But yeah, there's a sense of just having hope. That's like the main thing. One of the things that the 4 of Swords that symbolizes with the imagery that it has right here, you have a woman and a child, and they're in this stained glass type of thing. It's supposed to symbolize hope for something good, for better times, for happiness, for the sense of innocence and nurturing, right? And you have this sword right here that is supposed to symbolize a sense of being ready to fight, but also learning when to take a step back and relax. And I do feel that for you, pile 2, you do have to relax your mind. And it also represents for you to just have hope of a better and brighter future. That is the main thing. When you are hopeful again, when you feel content again, when you feel a little bit more optimistic again, that is a sign that you have reached the end of this cycle, because you are leaving behind this mentality of there's something bad going on. You have unfrozen your heart, and you have melted away those walls that keep you from getting the abundance that life really wants to give you, but you keep rejecting because of the fears that you carry. So now the last card that we have for the last question that we need to answer for you, pile 2, is what are the lessons that you have to learn from this journey, or what is the purpose of this transformation, or what is the main takeaway from this transformation? You got tangibility with make your dreams real, and then you have this Scarab Beetle spirit with magic works through you. So we have another bird. There's a bird right here, and you have the hummingbird. So I thought that was interesting. You also have tangibility. I did see this card before. It turned up when I was making the piles, and with tangibility, I knew that the message was going to be something along the lines of having a certain sense of balance, right? Making your dreams come true, make them tangible. So let's say that you want happiness, you want to feel loved or something like that. Those are very untangible desires. That's a very untangible concept, right? It's very complex. What does love mean to you? What does happiness look like to you? Those are questions that you have to ask yourself. And it's okay, since you have since pile 2, you seem to be leading more towards a negative mentality towards things, right? You tend to be really pessimistic about it. So let me give you some guidance as to how you can work that in your favor. So if you think of happiness and then you start thinking of all of those, like the worst things that are not happiness, you are technically checking out the things that don't make you happy. You're one step closer to figuring out what does make you happy, because you already know what doesn't. Or like if you're thinking about love, you already know how you do not want to be loved. That is less things that you have to figure out in order to understand what you do need and want to feel loved, right? One of the things that we need to keep in mind is that when we're in relationships, we kind of have to teach people how to love us. And what I mean by that is, if someone is by understanding how the other person works and understanding how you work. If you're with someone that is not in alignment with what you desire and what you want out of a person in your life, you don't need to even deal with them. Get them out of your life. That's simple. Or you can tell them, I need a person that is like this, and like that. Are you up to adapt or not? And if they're not, that's perfectly fine. Get them out of your life. You don't have to keep people that are not in alignment with you. Life will also make sure that you encounter people that are in alignment with you anyway. Just keep in mind that you may attract people that will mirror stuff that you don't want to see about yourself, but you will also attract people that want what you have, right? That you will have, like, let's say you become this very innocent and optimistic person, you will naturally attract other people that want to have that as well. That innocence, to have that optimism and that happiness and that abundance that you will carry, or that you are already carrying. All right, so you will attract those people. Don't see that as a sign of like, oh, am I that messed up, or why do I keep attracting these people? Because you're great. You are going to naturally attract those people. So don't see that as a bad thing. Just see that as it's okay. Just because I'm attracting these people doesn't mean that I need to have them in my life. Keep that in mind. But yeah, make your dreams real with tangibility. I do feel that life is just telling you to make clear what it is that you want and what that means to you, so that you get a better idea on how to make that a more 3D tangible thing, because it could just be a change of perspective. I do feel that with you guys is a change of mentality and a change of how you see things, rather than physically having to do something. That will follow through when you figure out what you want in your mind. And then when the magic works through you is basically you have the magic and the abundance and the spiritual help to get what you desire. You just need to meditate to figure out what that is, so it's a little bit more specific, so you can slowly see that life has been giving you all you want and all you desire already, but now that you have made it more tangible, you will be able to see the results in a 3D type of way. So let's say that you've been trying to manifest a partner that is ideal for you and it's everything you want. When you figure out what that is, you and also let go of I have to get this person this way, in this specific order, in this specific path, in this very restricted type of way. When you let go of that, when you're hopeful, you're able to let go of the resistance that's not allowing you to fully materially manifest what you desire. And when you allow that, then the magic works through you, because you're trusting that you can get what you desire, whichever way it has to come through. So let's say that maybe you're thinking of a specific, I'm talking about love again, because I do feel that that's the most tangible way I can make an example work, but try to understand the essence of my example. So let's say that you're looking for a partner and there's a specific person you want, but then when you tell life the characteristics that you're looking for and the things that you can offer to that person, life will adjust accordingly to that way more than the person you're actually going for. So if you have a crush on someone but they don't align with what you actually desire and what you want and what you told life you were looking for, then life is not going to give you that person. But if you continue looking at that person that you are crushing on, then you will not be open to the other opportunities that life is trying to give you because of that restriction that you've put yourself in. So you're not allowing the magic to flow as smoothly and as nicely as it could because of the resistance that you're putting through. But when you let go of that and you actually lean more towards what you have originally manifested and not necessarily what your eyes see, in that sense, you will make the magic work through you, and therefore you will have, with being hopeful and everything, you will have learned how to actually make your dreams come true and go along all those lines. So that's the biggest takeaway for you, pile 2. I will leave that there. I hope that was helpful. I hope I was able to inspire you somehow or give you some guidance through your path and your transformation. Seems like with you, it's mainly a mental way of thinking of things and adjusting your life, because when you change your mentality, your daily routine will just change with it. You will see things a lot differently. You will have a lot more hope, and because of that, that will make things a lot smoother, I guess you could put it that way. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one, whenever that is. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. For those of you that picked the purplish, bluish stone, you got Queendom, which, let me read to you what this card is all about. So, you make the rules of the path that you walk on. That was the intuitive message that came through with the song. I am hoping that we get the Queen or the King of Swords. I am praying. I haven't seen the cards yet, so we will see. I'm saying that because if you watch the video, they make an appearance in it. I also wrote Underground Witch or a Trading Witch. So maybe some of you are already tapping into your intuitive, I guess, what do you call it, abilities, or you may identify as a witch of all sorts. I don't know. The thing that I wrote right here is a piece of Irene's rap, which is one of the members. Yeah, I mean, if you listen to the song, you'll know which one. Which one's the one that's rapping this, which says, "Don't need crown, we were born to dazzle." Of course, I didn't do it in that rhythm, and it sounds weird not right now that I'm reading it, but I do feel this is very important, because I feel many of you are just meant to shine very, very bright, and you don't need I guess a status or a name or a label for you to feel powerful and to feel beautiful and to feel empowered. I already said powerful, but that was redundant, but you know what I mean. Queendom is feeling like you're at the top of your game. Now let's see what the cards are all about and what transformation you're going through. The first cards that we have right here are supposed to symbolize what should you expect in your transformational journey. You have Mercury and Full Moon in Aquarius. Show the world the real you. Okay, well, if you got Queendom and then you have this show the world the real you, I feel that the message is pretty clear. You have Mercury, which is a planet about communication, so I'm getting this sense of like throat chakra, and all of this yellow is also giving me like a hint of the solar plexus, which talks about what is it called, optimism, creativity, and confidence. So I do feel many of you should embrace your confidence. And also, I mentioned the throat chakra because Mercury talks about communication, and the throat chakra talks about learning how to express yourself and speaking your truth. Also, Mercury is I think, is there a Roman god? I think it is. Or is it a Greek god? It's some dude. So Mercury is it does talk about it could talk about music, fast intake of information. So the internet could be a very big thing, learning things very quickly, and just fun facts, surface level type of thing. So I do feel that you're going through this journey where you don't have to like show all of yourself to someone, but your first the first impression that you're gonna give someone should be the real you. Super confident, not being scared to show people who you really are, being able to be pretty transparent in that sense as well, being able to be a messenger, so don't hold back with your speech. Whatever you have to say, just say it. Have a confidence that what you're saying is meant to be said. Also, with the full moon in Aquarius, full moon is supposed to symbolize the end of a journey. So I do feel that you have already been working towards your confidence. But right now, like the next step that you're going through your journey is just not being afraid to show it to the rest of the world. You already know who you are. You already know how to be confident, how to express it. Now learn how to not be afraid to show that to other people as well. But we have Aquarius right here, so I do feel that there's a sense of thinking outside the box, working out of whatever labels people may have. Aquarius is a very progressive sign. It's very, I guess, non-traditional because it's ruled by Uranus, which is all about progress, change, and innovation, right? So Aquarius is kind of encouraging you to not be afraid to be unique. Be a unicorn, be weird, or be whatever, silly, witty, whatever you want to call it. But, whatever makes you different is what makes you special. So keep that in mind. That's kind of what you should expect from this journey. How to communicate and express that side of yourself, the real you. Since you are uniquely yourself, there is no manual to figure out how to express it. So that is kind of the journey that you're going through, learning how to express that side of yourself. The next 3 cards that we have are going to tell us the advice, it's going to give us some advice on what are the next steps within your journey that you're currently going through. We have the 10 of Wands reverse. We have the 5 of Swords and the 3 of Cups. So life is encouraging you right now to just have fun. So the 3 of Cups is encouraging you to have fun with friends, is, allowing you to, go get drunk. Just kidding. No. If that's not fun, don't get drunk. But it's definitely telling you to hang out with friends and celebrate, or you can celebrate on your own. It doesn't matter. It's just have fun for sure. It's definitely being celebrating that life is going well, being happy, being optimistic, as you can see with all that yellow right there. But it's Cups, so feel emotionally fulfilled and happy and content, and celebrate the fact that you feel happy and content. That's one of the steps that you should definitely take. I do feel this sense of like hanging out with other people, so I guess it's slowly encouraging you to show who you really are to people you're comfortable with, and hanging out with people you are comfortable with, so like that other people that you don't know or you are not as, you don't know them as well, can slowly see that side of yourself, and you can slowly lose that fear of showing who you really are. If you catch my drift, that's kind of what I'm getting with that 3 of Cups. Also, the 10 of Wands reverse is encouraging you. The next step is to let go of the burdens and the fears that you carry with not being able to show this side of you. The 10 of Wands is usually shown by someone that is carrying all 10 wands, and it's a heavy burden. So I do feel that with you guys, life is trying to let go of those fears because they're just weighing you down, they're holding you back. I do feel that life is trying to tell you to let go of them one step at a time. So if you don't feel ready, you don't have to go full on out. This is who I am, and accept me and love me or whatever, right? You don't have to be all out there, what is it called? You don't have to be such a Leo about it, right? You can do it one step at a time. Build yourself up to be being able to show who you really are and show this confident side of yourself and not being afraid of what people will say. So do it one step at a time. You can go out of your comfort zone by pushing yourself little by little. You don't have to jump out and take that leap of faith that quickly. You can take some steps. Also, we have the 5 of Swords. So I do feel that some of you could have some issues with, you may not celebrate the battles you have won. But the Five of Swords is supposed to symbolize, winning a battle but not the war. So it's kind of showing some progress, right? Fives are all about change, and swords are all about your intellect and your thoughts and your communication. So this is, try with. I'm trying to say all of this because I'm seeing it next to the Three of Cups, and I feel that life, like these three, go very well together. Like I feel the message is very clear, very straightforward. Life is trying to tell you to slowly get rid of the burden, to take one step at a time. Those are going to be the little battles you're going to encounter. Keep in mind that these are limiting beliefs. These are mental limitations you're putting yourself that is keeping trapped who you really are, and you're not able to show it because of those those mental blockages that you're putting yourself in. So life is telling you to fight those, put them in check, put them in line, and be like, no, we're gonna do this one step at a time. Put yourself together in that sense, and when you have overcome that fear and overcome that struggle and that obstacle, celebrate that victory. Be very happy, be very proud. I feel that you have to, life is really telling you to hype yourself up all the time. Because I do feel that even though you may have some mental blockages holding you back, I do feel that some of them are rightfully so. How do I explain this? I do feel that sometimes when we have a mental blockage is because of our own fears. Like when we overcome that, we realize that there's nothing to be afraid of. But I do feel that with some of you, you do have very understandable and justifiable fears as to why you wouldn't show who you really are. I do feel like for many of you, there's this sense of feeling like very powerful queens. I'm saying that because you got queendom. You can be a very powerful king as well, but it doesn't have the same effect as if I say queen. So what I'm saying is that some of you have very reasonable ideas as to why you should feel afraid of showing who you really are. So it's those things that it will take time, regardless if it's just a mental blockage or there is some truth to the fear that you carry. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just getting that it's going to be difficult regardless, and you will slowly overcome that, and you will put it into check. And when you have overcome that fear, make sure that you applaud yourself and you celebrate that, so you can continue hyping yourself up for the other little steps that you're taking to be able to show who you really are. The next two cards are the challenges that you will encounter in this journey of transformation. You have the Dolphin and you have Left Eye Knowledge. I do feel that there's this sense, they're both kind of looking up. So I do feel that one of the challenges that you will have is to stand tall and have your head held up high. So not necessarily, don't look down in shame. Do not look down at your feet in fear. Life is, one of the challenges that you will encounter is to, hold your head. Oh my God, I can't speak now. Hold your head up high and be proud of who you are, and have the confidence and the emotional satisfaction, and again, confidence as well, to take those steps forward. Here we have a pearl. I can't speak for some reason, and right now I'm just kind of like look. So we have a pearl right here, and it kind of feels like it's being presented almost like a gift. Like, here's a gift. Here, let me show you my heart. It's a nice little pearl. Also, I was thinking of clamps. You know how clamps have they have pearls in their mouths, because if I'm correct, the way that pearls are formed is not, I don't know, let's call it like the little debris that a clamp gathers, and then it slowly rests within their mouth and it collects enough to create a pearl. So I do feel that there's that metaphor that I just got, with that random fact that I got, is my guides trying to tell you guys that with all of the difficulties that you will encounter and whatever ugly things or trash you think of, how should I put it? Like, you may have seen yourself like an ugly duckling or something like that, and you have transformed that mentality in a way that has given you power and confidence. So all of that debris that a clamp gathers, or all of that I guess, negative mentality you have has slowly transformed into this beautiful pearl that you can show to the world, and have all the confidence in the world to show the world who you really are from the inside out. You're not hiding anymore, right? That's kind of where I'm getting at, and my brain is slowly shutting down because I'm tired. So I do feel that you're slowly showing who you really are, in the sense of being unafraid, and also because you have slowly learned how to accept yourself and all sides of yourself and all the little, I guess, quirks that you have seen within yourself, or all those little things that you were like, oh, but I don't like this, and slowly you have transformed it to love it, like genuinely love it. Not necessarily, you're not in a mentality of fake it till you make it. No, you have already made it. Let's put it that way. And you also have the dolphin. So one of the challenges is just learn how to be, how to be fun, how to have fun, right? Now that you have shown the world who you really are, now have fun, have confidence, have, the happiness and the joy and the enjoyment and all of that. Dolphins are very playful creatures. So that's kind of where this card is leaning towards, just have, just enjoy life, have fun. So I do feel the biggest challenge you will encounter here is you have left-eye knowledge. So just learning how to have fun is one of them, but learning how to have fun with who you truly are, right? Definitely being vulnerable with the way that you have fun, definitely being really true to yourself in that sense, also being very honest with yourself and with other people, because you are not hiding anything, because I do feel that many of you may hide it as a way to protect yourself, but I don't think this is I don't think you necessarily lack confidence to express who you really are. I feel that some of you just don't really know how to physically express some of it, so that's where the knowledge may come in. Like, some of you just need to learn how to maybe express it through your words, or express it through your physical appearance, or with your actions, stuff like that. I do feel that that's where the knowledge comes in, that some of you are just learning how to make that pearl shine brightly, and how to make it more of a physical thing, or tangible, let's put it that way. In the dolphin, you have the element of water, so you're slowly learning how to be creative and how to emotionally be like that, and how to spiritually connect to yourself and show that true side of yourself, and just have fun, have hope, be proud and confident. That's your biggest challenge, just how to make that happen and how to enjoy that, and show it to the whole, not being afraid to show it to the whole world. The other cards that we have right now are the breadcrumbs, or the little pieces and the little signs and the guidance that life is going to give you along your path. So those checkpoints that will allow you to know that you are on the right path for your transformational journey. We have the Two of Swords. We have the Empress reverse. And then we have the Nine of Wands reverse. You also have Bell with announcement. We also have the Sun with happiness and well-being. We have a fair woman, dealings or relationships with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. And then you have Horseshoe. Oh my god, since my brain, I'm already reaching the 5th dimension. So what I mean by that is that my brain is not functioning as it should, and I'm just going full on automatic intuitive, and I just read Ho right there. So Ho it around pile 3. I'm joking. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And it says good luck. Okay, so the breadcrumbs that you're getting is that sometimes when you may be in a period where you have to make choices. The Two of Swords is supposed to represent someone that is between two opportunities and they don't know which one to take. It's also a woman that's blindfolded, so they may not see things as clearly. Life is encouraging you to use your intuition. So when you don't know what to do or what to say and you're debating between two things, life is encouraging you to follow your intuition, because right here we have the moon in the background. So that is a symbol of using your intuition to get a new perspective. So stop seeing it from your eyes, stop seeing it from your human brain, start looking at it from your spiritual side, from like a above perspective, from your higher self, or from your soul, or from your heart, or from your intuitive side, right? Look from it from that way. Look through it through those eyes to get more information and clarity between those two options you may be debating for. Also, you have very calm waters, so it's you do have to be at peace with your spirituality to have that clarity. You also have the Empress, but it's reversed. So we have this Venus energy that is not fully manifested. So I do feel that you are in the right path when you are. I do feel that some of the breadcrumbs are the difficulties you will encounter. So you will encounter a difficulty of not knowing what path to take. Use your intuition. That's a solution for that one. When you are in this Empress state that is reversed, so when you don't feel super happy, super confident, and you don't feel like you are beautiful, or you don't feel like you're true to who you are, that is a sign that you're on the right path. Why? Because what you're learning is to break free and become the Empress. So when it's reversed, you are not that Empress. You are not. You don't feel beautiful. You don't feel confident. You are not enjoying the pleasures of life because you're denying your true self to even go out there. So that is a sign that you're on the right path, because that's what you're breaking free from. So you're learning that. So that's just kind of saying that when you don't feel okay, it's just a sign that you're slowly working towards being okay, if that makes sense. Then you have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands upright usually talks about someone that has their guard up, they're very defensive, and they're trying to protect themselves. But with it being reversed, I do feel that life is just telling you that when you feel vulnerable, learn how to use that vulnerability to your strength, to your advantage. One of the hardest things to do and one of the bravest things to do is being vulnerable, because a lot of people see that as a weakness, but that is a strength, because that's who you are. That vulnerability is who you really are, and when you put that side of yourself out there, no one can hurt it, because you were the one that put it out there, and you are the one that knows how to take care of it, if that makes sense, right? When you're filled with confidence, you can show your insecurities in the most confident way possible, if that makes sense. So you have good luck. So I do feel that when you are in like a standstill, or you don't know what to do, or you don't know what path to take, you will be very lucky, and that is a path that that is a sign that you're being taken care of and you're being guided. And I do feel that when you have not overcome, but when you're taking those steps to overcome a fear and to face an obstacle or something, and you see that everything worked out very nicely, that's because your guides were right there to take care of you. They're making sure that you're safe, that you're protected, because they want you to focus on overcoming those fears. They're going to make sure that you're not in a dangerous situation, or that you're not put in a bad place, if that makes sense. We also have bell announcement. When I saw that right away, I do feel that some of you are going to... I do feel like this is a message for some of you. I don't think it's for everyone. So if some of you are going to like come out to your family, that is the announcement, and that is the true self that you're putting out there for some of you guys. For others of you with the announcement, I do feel that you will maybe identify yourself as something that maybe the people around you didn't know you were, but I don't think people are going to take it a bad way. I think this is just... like a mental blockage that you had, right? Some of you were not aware, and that's why you have to announce it, just to make it more real. And others of you kind of just want to announce, look, I'm a new, more confident person. Also, you have the Sun with happiness and well-being, so I do feel that there's a sense that when you feel comfortable to announce your true self, the Sun in astrology represents you, who you are, because the Sun is like the strongest energy of you, and it's the masculine energy that outwardly will just shine very brightly. So that's the spotlight. That's kind of like the role that you have within your life, and that's how other people will perceive you as well. That's not necessarily how you perceive yourself. That will be your your moon sign. But the sun is kind of how is your outward personality. That's what people usually see. That's usually how others will perceive you as well, and all of that. And the sun is a very flashy star, right? It's the, if it wasn't for the sun, we wouldn't have a lot of the things that we have, warmth, food, and all of those things that matter a lot to our human lives. So I do feel that with that sun, it's supposed to continue representing this side of you that is very confident, and it's outwardly open and vulnerable and okay with just showing who they truly are. So I do feel that you're reaching that point. And when I was talking about the bell, I felt how my throat was getting, not necessarily closing, but when you feel like you're gonna get sick, and your throat starts kind of like drying up and closing a little bit, so you can't get your words out. I do feel that my throat chakra was kind of getting blocked as I was talking about that announcement. So I do feel that many of you are very nervous about making whatever announcement you have to make. But when you are ready, since it's right next to the sun, when you are ready, that's a sign that you are on the right path. You have overcome whatever fear you have had, and because of that, you are slowly coming and blossoming into the beautiful flower that you are. I say flower because blossoming was a word that came up for your transformation. So that's the thing. And you have flowers right here. So you're slowly, becoming the little flower that you are. You're shining very brightly, being happy and taking care of yourself, and super, super confident, and not being afraid to be under the spotlight for who you really are. Also, we have the fair woman right here with dealings or a relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. So I do feel that with some of you guys, this is feminine energy that you either admire, or a feminine energy that you really want to get their approval of. I do feel that it's someone that this card could represent that you may encounter a lot of feminine energy. It doesn't have to be woman necessarily, just feminine energy that will help you nurture yourself and help you teach yourself how to be beautiful and how to take care of yourself and how to express yourself. I do feel that many of you are learning how to nurture this very feminine side of you. I'm saying that because we have, you pick queendom, and you have the fair woman, and you have the Empress, so you do have a lot of this feminine energy that is trying to teach you how to nurture yourself, how to be patient, how to love yourself, and how to respect yourself, and how to have this strong confidence of really being yourself, and finding strength and power from your vulnerability. It's like if you were having a very strong moon that is slowly learning how to shine brightly with its sun, right? The moon reflects the light of the sun, so that's kind of what I mean. Like, you are kind of connecting your subconscious, your conscious mind together, and creating this side of yourself that is in alignment. How you see yourself is finally going out there, and other people are going to start seeing it because you're putting it out there. That's kind of where I'm getting. So I do feel there's this fair woman is representing it could be the woman in your life, or it could just be a feminine energy in your life that is helping you come out and show who you really are. Now, the other card that we have right here is supposed to represent how can you end your journey. So for those of you that have been going at this for a while, and you feel like you have understood the message and you just don't really know how to end the cycle, this is the card that will tell us how you can end that journey. So we have the Two of Swords. Oh my god, okay. So you got the Two of Swords right here, and now you have the Two of Swords right here. So right here, I feel that if you're still debating about something, use your intuition to find the answer. So I'm not the one that's going to give you the answer to figure out how to end your journey in your cycle. I've already kind of told you the situation you're in and kind of how things are going and some of the signs that you will see. So you already know the guidance that you will get, and you kind of already know the challenges that you will encounter. So now with all of this information that I'm giving you, it is up to your judgment to figure out what that answer is for you. I am reading for whoever watches this pile, or whoever will encounter it much later, I believe. I do feel that this video will be very useful for others outside of the Halloween theme. So whoever ends up encountering this video will probably not be in the same situation that you are in. So other pile 3s are not going to be in the same situation as you, pile 3. So keep that in mind, that I will not be able to give you a direct answer, because I feel that with you guys, you have to use your intuition, and since here life is trying to teach you to be yourself, you are the one that defines yourself and what decision to make from there. So I'm not getting an answer. You are the one that's going to figure out that answer. Right here you have cats that talk about independence and confidence, and again, another sign of feminine energy. So that's a big thing. You're nurturing that side. Also, the whole thing about making a choice. The waters are a little bit more active on this card. So there is like something boiling within you and your emotions that's ready to come out. And here you have the moon, again, the intuition that you have to use, but now it's accompanied by stars, so it's kind of showing that you're not on your own. I already gave you a little bit of help with that. There may be a fair woman out there that's going to give you some advice as well. Listen to your intuition and your spirit guides, and maybe your friends can help you as well, as you have the 3 of Cups. So use all of that to help you see things clearly and gather the information you need to figure out what path you want to take and how you want to go about it. So I do feel that this card is kind of saying, hey, this is how things are going to go. You are the one that decides how to end the cycle. So yeah, I can't tell you what it is because I'm not meant to give you that answer anyway, so I'm not getting the answer. The answer here is for you to find that yourself. I don't think it's going to be frustrating for any of you because it's going to depend on your situation anyway, but I do feel that the whole point here is that you show the world who you truly are, and the only one that knows that answer is you, so I can't give you that answer. The last 2 cards that we have right here is going to represent the lessons that you had to learn from this transformational journey, or what was the purpose of this, or the biggest takeaway from this journey. You have empathy, reveal your gifts, and you have the whale spirit, trust the great mystery. So I do feel that this great mystery is what these 2 of swords are both representing. Trust that you are not meant to see everything. Trust that you were in the situation that you had to be in for a reason. Also, with reveal your gifts, many of you could be, I didn't mention that some of you could be witches and stuff, and I haven't addressed that. So many of you could be very intuitive, and you may want to get into tarot, or you may want to get into spirituality, or you may want to get into all of those things that are more into the unknown and the occult and stuff like that. Not necessarily bad, just things that people are not knowledgeable about. So that is a very reasonable situation you can be in that I have not been thinking about this whole time, even though I talked about it with when I talked about the Queendom card over there. So with these 2 cards, I do feel that many of you could be very sensitive to how other people feel, and because of that, you have neglected to show yourself and who you really are, because you kind of already know how people are going to react to it. So maybe you don't really want to confirm your suspicions. Also, you have the whale, so some big change is lurking in the depths of the water, meaning that many of you are slowly feeling it's weird because you can feel the movement that this whale is bringing into your life, and you know it's a big one and it's slow, but it doesn't make it less overwhelming. It's still very overwhelming. So I do feel that the biggest takeaway is that there's going to be very big changes like this, and you just kind of have to learn how to, that there's, how should I put it? That you will be aware that there is a change, even if you don't have the full knowledge and the understanding of what that change is and what change that will bring. So that's kind of where the mystery comes in. Is when you start slowly embracing your spiritual gifts, there will be many times that you know something is happening and you will never get the answer as to what is happening or why it's happening. Sometimes you will usually understand what was going on after the fact. that's usually when the mystery is resolved, when everything has happened. So with Reveal Your Gifts, I do feel that this is life encouraging you to trust in the abilities that you have in your intuition and nourish them and learn from them and gather the knowledge from them, but also to understand that just because you can see things a little bit different from other people, that doesn't mean that you're going to get all the answers that you want or that you desire. You will always kind of be left in the limbo. I guess one of the things that I want to say is that when you feel that there's some change and some big thing approaching, yes, you will feel that it's on the way, but and that's kind of like the only heads up you're getting. Let's put it that way. You're not gonna get a timeline, you're not gonna get a path, you're just gonna know, and you will just kind of have to trust that you're not gonna see everything. You're going to leave the mystery just like the rest of us. But I will leave that there, pile 3. I hope you really liked this video, or I hope it was helpful in some way, shape, or form. I hope I was able to enlighten you somehow, or give you some information. With you guys, it really does feel like the transformation is how you view yourself and how you're going to express that to the world. It could be your witchy powers, or it could just be your confidence as well. It feels like you're leaning more towards the end of your journey, so you're just figuring out. You already went through the path of being confident and understanding yourself. Now you're going through the last bit of the journey, which is trying to figure out how do you express that now with this knowledge that you have of yourself. How do you show that to the rest of the world? So I do feel that's where you're at right now. Anyway, I will leave that there. See you on the next one, whenever that is. Pile 3, love and healing from my part to you, and thank you for watching, and bye. Hello, Pile 4, welcome to your reading. This is for those of you that picked a blue stone. I say that as there you go, the blue stone. Oh, or you picked a really bad boy. Okay, let me just okay, so with this song, one of the lines that it has is, "You're a bad boy and you're bad for me." So some of you, you may be going for someone or for something that is bad for you, despite others warning you. So right now in this reading, we're going to check. I'm going to figure out, should you listen to them or not? Is it really bad or is it not bad? I don't know. Also, I was going to say a saying that we have in Spanish. Okay, my brain is not functioning right now, so I don't even know if it's true or not. But when you're the literal translation is being in the mouth of a wolf. My editor monkey will fix this mess. I'm sorry, editor monkey. But yeah, for those of you that picked pile 4, you may be entering something that is a little bit dangerous, something that is not right for you. We'll see. So the first cards that we have right here are going to be what should you expect on the journey ahead for your transformational chapter. We have Venus and New Moon in Gemini. Communication is key. So this is already telling me that this could be potentially about a romantic relationship, because we have Venus. Doesn't have to though. And then you have New Moon in Gemini with communication is key. Now, the new moon is supposed to represent the start of a journey, something new, of course. So new moon is all about a new chapter, a new path, a new journey. So you guys may be at the beginning of something, not necessarily though. When you have Gemini, we are talking about twins in this sense. So you may be spiritually connected to someone, or there is this two sides of the coin type of thing, but communication is key. I do believe that to be very true. This communication could be within the person you could be looking forward to, or whatever situation you're in, or it could also be having a very honest communication with yourself. So communication is very important, so like that, so everyone's on the same page, or what's up and all of that. Also with the Venus energy, I'm getting that it could also be a balance of something within your intellectual mind and the mind that wants to just have fun and enjoy life. So there's this sense of an internal battle between your heart and your mind, because the Venus energy that's coming through is kind of the one that wants you to follow your heart, your desires, and the luxuries of life for you to enjoy and have, pleasure with and all of that. So I do feel that Venus is encouraging you to just have fun, especially because Venus right now is in green, and green is representing your heart chakra. The new moon in Gemini has a lot of blue, so it could be representing your throat chakra. So you may not be able to express how you feel about someone, or what you love, or what you like to do. Your creativity may be a little bit blocked. Again, I don't know why I keep getting writers. Maybe many of you like to write, or that's one of the ways that you express yourself to yourself as well. Like, you don't have to publish stuff, or maybe it's because of social media that everyone all of a sudden uses writing as a form of communication, and that's why it continues coming up. I don't know. Or it could just be that when you write something is very important. You should maybe check that out. So the journey ahead could be about a relationship, but I don't want to focus too much on that unless we have like a bunch of cards that are like, this is literally what's going on. Then I'll be like, okay, I will face the truth. It's about this. But for now, it could also be just about self-love because of the Venus energy that we have, or listening to your heart, which could be about relationships, but listening to your heart could just be about doing what you desire and what you want to do. So that seems to be what the transformation is all about. The next 3 cards that we have right here are supposed to represent the advice on the next steps that you can take for your journey and how to find it. So we have the Prince of Pentacles, or the Page of Pentacles. Oh, I just kicked out there you go. We also have the 8 of Swords and the 10 of Cups reversed. So it seems pretty obvious what is going on right here. The only thing that's kind of making me go, what, is the Page of Pentacles. So the Prince of Pentacles right here, it looks like he's a little bit distracted. It kind of looks like he has something on his hand, but he's looking at something into the distance. It could be the sense of this is what you have, and now you're looking into the future to figure out how to use it. But it also feels like there's this sense of a distraction, like you're looking in one direction but you're not seeing what you already have. So you may be a little bit too focused in the future and not so much in the present. So I do feel that one of the steps, or one of the bits of the advice that you may be getting, is to learn how to be a little bit more present in your present time. So what I'm getting with that is kind of the Prince of Pentacles, or the Page of Pentacles, is the first court card, is the element of earth. So life is encouraging you to be a little bit more stable. This is encouraging you to be more grounded and more practical about something. So many of you could be especially with the Venus and the Gemini card right here, those cards are not super grounded at all. So you may be encouraged to focus a little bit more on yourself, so you can find that stability and work on your root chakra. Also, with all of that green, I'm getting again that whole thing of following your heart. So when it says follow your heart, it's not necessarily in a way of continue daydreaming and lose yourself in that fantasy. No, when you follow your heart, you can do that in a very practical way. And what I mean by that is you can do what you love and still be grounded. Sometimes you have to do what you love to be grounded. So that is a bit of advice that I'm getting for you guys as to how to go along this journey. Also, you have the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords is a card that is supposed to represent this sense of confusion. Many of you guys may not see things clearly because Swords is all about your mind, your communication, your thoughts, your intellect. So your intellect kind of talks about your reasoning and your judgment. So I do feel that many of you may be a little bit confused, may not see things clearly. Usually in the 8 of Swords, we will see a woman that's blindfolded. So like that, it gets the message across that you are not seeing things clearly, so you're not seeing the situation you're in. But right here, there's this sense of being a little bit more hopeful. The imagery on this Eight of Swords is more hopeful. You have this guy that is looking towards the future. So I do feel that many of you may feel a little bit stagnant in your present moment. I think because you're in a Page of Pentacles type of energy, so you have not matured fully to embrace your 3D world. So you are still looking towards the future to grow and become, let's say, the King of Pentacles, which is the most mature I guess card in the court cards for the Pentacles. So being more grounded and mature in the sense of like you are aware of how to be grounded, you know how to be stable, you know how to make money, you know how to be responsible and all of that, right? So with this Eight of Swords, I feel that many of you may feel very stagnant, especially because it's supposed, the usual symbolism of the Eight of Swords, you have a guy, well, a woman that is blindfolded and it's tied up as well, so they, you know, she can't move, and you have all of the Eight Swords surrounding the woman. But in here, the card is like one step ahead of that image, the original image of the Eight of Swords. Here you have the guy that is not blindfolded anymore, so he's aware, he can see, he's already out of the circle of the Eight of Swords, so he has taken a step forward, he can see clearly, and now he's aware that he has the power to move out of that stagnation and that confusion and that limitation that he originally the Eight of Swords has. He's only tied up, so I do feel that in this sense, the steps ahead is that you're supposed to be more present, more stable, and being aware that there is a future out there for you. You can be hopeful. I do feel that many of you may have to wait a little bit for things to settle down, but there is hope that you will get your 10 of Cups. You have the 10 of Cups reversed, so many of you may have already given up on that because it's reversed, and usually the 10 of Cups is supposed to be a happily ever after, a happy ending. You know, you have the rainbow, which is happiness and a promise of a hopeful future and abundance and all of that. You have 10, which is the end of a cycle. You have Cups, which is emotional fulfillment and spiritual stability and creativity going at its full potential. You have a couple right here that is supposed to represent the union between two people. You also have like pets right there. Usually in the 10 of Cups, it shows like a whole family, so you will see two children, you wouldn't see pets, but in this sense, I guess it's supposed to represent a family without children yet. I guess for those that don't want to have children, I don't know. You know, you have your fairy babies. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But with this card reverse, I do feel that it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to have this. I feel that many of you may have already lost hope that you could get something like this. So I do feel that part of your journey is to have hope on having this again. I do feel that the main focus though for you guys is to be more grounded and get out of your stagnation, whatever that is. But the next card are going to tell us what challenges you are going to encounter in this transformational journey. You have thoughts and the right eye of wisdom. So this kind of tells me that many of you are going to learn how to be more cunning, witty, more savage, smart, grounded. I'm just saying words. Okay, so when I mean grounded, I'm talking about the earth element that you have right here. The thoughts has the earth element. We also have yellow and orange, which talks about your sacral chakra, which is following what you're passionate about, being, you know, indulge yourselves with the pleasures of life, which Venus was already kind of talking about. Also, the yellow talks about your solar plexus, which is all about your creativity, your optimism, and your confidence. So I do feel that life is telling you that one of the difficulties you will encounter is your discernment with what are the things that your heart truly desires and what your body wants. I'm saying it that way because I feel that many of you may be able to go through with your passions. I am talking about, you know, like maybe having sets and stuff like that. Like maybe you want to do all of that to fulfill some void within you, and then you will slowly realize that maybe that's not what you actually need. You may actually be desiring something a little bit more deeper. I'm saying that because there is this sense of having maybe some superficial things that you need to overcome. Also with the thoughts, I'm getting this sense of, I'm saying discernment because the thoughts, you know how people have this idea that thoughts are tricksters of sorts. That's why I'm talking about that. But in the other sense, thoughts are very cute. Look at it. It looks very cute. So I do feel that one of the challenges that you will have is this, trust issues. Let's just put it that way. So some of you will have to learn how to have very good discernment and figure out, is this good for me? Is this not good for me? I mean, you got really bad boys, so it's like the signs that you're getting, are those actually red flags, or is that you trying to escape something because you don't trust it and you're afraid of it or stuff like that, right? So having good judgment, good reasoning, good discernment. Now let's talk about the other card that you have. You have Bright Eye Wisdom. So I do feel like the other challenge you're going to have is being able to see all perspectives, all sides of the coin, all sides as if there's more than two, right? So being able to figure that out, and with the wisdom here, I do feel that life is trying to encourage you to apply the knowledge that you have, the superficial knowledge that you have of other people, go in depth with it so you can adapt it to you. So what I mean by that is, let's say you have your friends and they have gone through different situations and you hear about them. That's the superficial knowledge, right? You are gathering information. How do you turn that knowledge into wisdom? That is when you finally adapt that information towards yourself and be like, what will I do if I was in that situation? What does that mean? Why does this usually happen to people? How does that work? That becomes wisdom, right? So life is encouraging you to gather that wisdom. That is your challenge. How to find that discernment, how to find that reasoning and having the wisdom of the situation and not see things at surface level. This makes me happy. Oh, this is pretty. Because Venus could be very superficial in that sense if you don't tame it. That was the word that just came up. And also Gemini can be very superficial because it's very quick energy. It doesn't like to get too deep into things because it gets bored very easily. So Gemini is all about like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to learn about this and this other thing. So it's very knowledgeable. It can gather a lot of information. So the challenge that you have to go through is to go in depth with that communication and gather that wisdom from the communication that you have within yourself. Now the next cards that we have are the little breadcrumbs, the guidance, and the signs that you will get along your journey, which will be the little checkpoints that are letting you know that you are going down the right path. You have the Knight of Cups. Okay, you have the Knight of Cups. You have the Ten of Cups. I just said the Ten of Cups. You have the Knight of Cups, and you have the Nine of Cups, and then you have the Hangman reversed. Okay, the other cards that you have is Table, Hard Work Ahead. You have the Parrot. Someone will gossip about you, about all your secrets. Fake friends. Maybe, I don't know. Needle and Thread. A sincere wish will be granted. Okay, so this tells me that some of the little cramps that you're getting is cramps. Oh my god, you're not life is not hurting you, I promise. You're getting a lot of beautiful things because you have the Knight of Cups. So this is the energy of someone coming through to offer something. Usually when you see the cup that the Knight of Cups has, this is Pisces energy. So it's someone that is gonna be someone that is very dreamy, someone that because of that you may become distrustful. You may feel that they're not practical enough. You may feel that there's this sense of you can't trust them because they're not super grounded. You may feel that they're lying to you because of all these sweet things that are coming through. It's too good to be true. I feel like that's one of the things that will come to your head, and because of that you may want to reject this person. However, you have the Nine of Cups. It is a wish come true. It is how do you call it, someone that will definitely satisfy you, someone that will definitely fulfill all the needs that you want. Especially if you're talking about a partner, it's definitely going to be someone that has all the things that you want in a partner. Now, if this is about business, which Venus kind of does talk about business, I do feel that you will get maybe a job offer or a project or a business idea that is very promising and you really want to take it, but you are like, it's too good to be true, so you may want to like run away because it's too good, right? However, you have the Hangman reversed. So one of the other signs that you're getting, so not only are you getting like a proposal or a confession or a job opportunity coming through, you are also, and your dream comes true. That is like some of the signs that you're getting. The Hangman reverse, usually the Hangman, oh, my ears are ringing, talks about someone that willingly hangs themselves upside down so they can get this new perspective, right? They're trying to see things from a different point of view. And now, if I'm correct, that's Neptune energy, which is the ruler of Pisces in astrology. So I'm talking about that because Neptune is a planet that talks about illusions, addictions, and the unknown and stuff like that. So I'm letting you know because I do feel that that's very important. This offer may be too good to be true, and you want to enter into it, but you need to see all sides of the coin. That's where I'm getting at. You do need to see all perspectives of it, because you will become very distrustful of this offer, and I do feel that you can trust it, but I do feel that you are the one that needs to listen to it with a very practical mind, with a very cold brain, so you can see a very balanced picture of it, have all perspectives of it, so like that you can be the judge of if it's right for you or not. Because I do feel that someone could come through and offer something that's too good to be true, and yes, they are not coming with good intention. But you could also be with someone that literally has everything you need and has everything you want, and they're offering something great, but because of your distrust and your fears, you don't take it. So I do feel that there's this balance where life is like, yeah, look at all the perspectives, look at all points of view, and if you still want it and it's still a good choice, take it. It doesn't matter what other people say, take it. Trust your judgment. But if you see this and everyone's warning you and you're like, I think those people are right, then don't. It's fine. Let it go. You don't have to take it, right? Trust your judgment. Gain that wisdom and make your own choice, right? Okay, let's look at the other cards that you have. You had hard work ahead. So I do feel that even though someone offering you something very good, you do still have to work very hard to make the dream come true, right? So I do feel that maybe someone will propose to work with you, or if it's a dating thing, they will want to date you, but hard work has to still be put into it. With all relationships, you need to nurture them and create balance, right? A new energy that has the union of both people in it. Because I do feel that with business, it could be like a business partner as well. So I do feel that there's a sense of hard work to create harmony again. And someone will gossip about all your secrets. I do feel that there are some people you should be. Okay, I'm getting two things. So I do feel that one of the main ones is that I don't think people are going to necessarily talk about you, pile 4. I don't think so. I don't think people are going to be revealing, oh, you know this person and this and that. Like, I don't think necessarily your secrets are going to be revealed. But I do feel that a lot of people are going to gossip about the person, this Knight of Cups. A lot of people are going to be, because I'm thinking of what I wrote for the really bad boy card, and in it was kind of like I mentioned that people are going to warn you about this person. They're going to say their opinions, and I think that a lot of those things are based on rumors and gossip, and because of that you may start getting a lot of doubts and stuff, and that's why life is encouraging you to be the judge of that yourself. Gather information, all points of view, all perspectives, and try to break free from the illusion everyone could be under, and try to see things clearly. I do feel that life is hammering this over and over. Try to see things clearly. Try to not stay too superficial, too on the surface, too delusional, too dreamy, too fantasy here and there. Try to be grounded, right? And trust your own judgment. If this is what you want, and people are still being like little buttholes about it and warning you about something that you're like, it's not there, all of you are exaggerating, trust your judgment. Go against the current of the whole society out here. Be like, no, that's chismosas over here, let them be. Anyway, so yeah, I do feel that some of people could be, they could have some loose mouths and be gossiping about the person that offered this to you, and because of that they could, a seed of doubt could start nourishing within your brain. But life is definitely encouraging you to make your own judgment, not necessarily, listen to what people are gossiping about, but then you be the judge of that. When you encounter this person, what do they do that you're like, nah, this gossip is not real? Or what do they do that you're like, you know what, I think there's some truth to that, right? Gossip is gossip, but it could be true, it could be false. Then you have a sincere wish will be granted. So I do feel that when I wrote the really bad boy thing, it was like, people are warning you, this is a really bad boy, don't go for this person, right? That's kind of what the song talked about at some point. And that's why I was like, you know what? The cards will tell me if the warning that the song is talking about is actually warranted or not, right? And now that I'm looking at the cards, if I trust my intuition and I do trust this, my spiritual team coming through with this, and you should trust your spirit guides as well. And I feel like there's good things coming here. The only one that is kind of getting on the way of this could be your own thoughts about it, as we have the Eight of Swords. So I do feel that right here there is a good sense of you can trust this and it's good, it's fine, based on the cards that we got right here. But based on the song that you picked, it's kind of like, maybe if you know someone's bad for you, you don't have to go for them. So now I just looked at the next card. So the next card that we have, this one will represent how to end the journey. So this card is going to tell us, if you've been along this path already, you've been on this transformational journey for a while now, and you are like, okay, I'm very close to the end. How do I cap this chapter? This is the card, and you got the Devil. Oh my god. Okay. So in the Devil card, we see, of course, the Devil right here, and this is supposed to be the lovers chained up to the Devil, and it's supposed to represent what I see as the Eight of Swords. I've always mentioned this, and I always see it this way. To me, the Devil and the Eight of Swords are basically the same thing. They have very similar meanings. The Devil here is supposed to represent illusions and giving into your desires, as you see, like the flame right here, and they're both tied up. So it's kind of like, being under the illusion of something, right? This is Capricorn energy as well, so this could mean this sense of maybe you are under the influence of traditional thoughts and what society tells you. This, now that I'm talking about society and other stuff, I feel that I'm talking about like external energies coming in. So I do feel that this could be talking about the gossiper right here with the parrot. So I do feel that many of you could be influenced about and be getting confused, and your judgment is getting clouded because of other people's energies, right? Capricorn is, I wouldn't say the natural ruler of the 10th house, but is usually associated with that. The 10th house in astrology is supposed to represent kind of like your public image, right? Also career and success and all of that, but I'm focusing more on the public image because that's kind of what I'm getting here. I do feel that other people are just focusing on gossip and rumors and what other people say, and they're not actually trying to get to know this person that may be coming through with this offer that we talked about earlier. So I do feel that the only way that you can end this is by, again, making your own judgment. I do feel that you just kind of have to swim through all of the unknowns and figure it out. You just kind of power through. I think it's a big deal that you kind of break the walls that are creating this confusion in the situation that you're in. With this Devil card, I'm getting a lot of trying to get rid of the illusions that you're under, or the external influences that are confusing you. So this is a very big thing, and this is a life lesson. So I do feel that the transformational period you're going through is a life lesson. This is like, even if things work out or don't work out with this Knight of Cups, if this business idea goes through or this relationship goes through or not doesn't really matter, because the whole point is that you learned from the experience of this. If it's a good result or a bad result, learn. That's the big thing. Now, the last cards that we have right here, they're supposed to represent the lessons that you're going to learn from this transformational journey, or the purpose of this, or the biggest takeaway that you're going to get from it. So you have protection, set personal boundaries, very clear. Set personal boundaries between the external energies that are in a way toxic, or getting, they're making you doubt your judgment. Those energies, put boundaries and be like, okay, not sometimes people that are gossiping, they don't come off with bad intentions. They're just saying what other people say because they're just learning about it. They don't do the research. They don't try to get to know the people that they know. So they're just saying like, oh, I heard this and that, and I heard this other thing and this other thing. So you don't necessarily have to be like, okay, you chismosa, get out of my life. You don't have to. Just have the judgment of being like, okay, I know how you are. I know you don't come here with bad intentions, but I also know that your information is not like 100% reliable, so I'm just gonna take that with a grain of salt. So I think that this is where the protection comes in, right? Set personal boundaries is supposed to be like, don't believe what everyone says at face value. Try to be the own judge of that. Try to figure out the answers to all of this and all of that stuff. So that's your biggest takeaway. That's one of the biggest lessons that you're learning in this one. You are the judge of that situation that you're in and the people that you're dealing with. You also have Antelope Spirit reverse, which says life is speeding up. So I do feel that with it being reversed, is that life is speeding up, but not to the speed that you want it to. So I do feel that there's a sense of you do have to wait, and there's some patience that you have to go through, and that's one of your biggest lessons. You need to learn how to, because it will slow things down. With the Gemini card that you have right here, you may want things to go quickly. You don't like to dwell too much into different situations because you may find it boring or a waste of time. But with this Antelope Spirit reverse, I'm getting that life is telling you to be patient and to get all the points of view and all the different perspectives and see all the sides of this die. Because I feel weird to say all the sides of the coin when there's only two sides of the coin. And so anyway, so life is telling you like, it's gonna take more time to solve an issue because you have to do all of these other things to see the full picture. But life is telling you to take it easy, right? The last card that you have is Porcupine Spirit. I haven't seen this card in a super long time. It's reversed and it says time for beginner mind. I think it's reversed because I think you are slowly learning how to think about things differently and how to approach the situations in a different way. But I also feel that it's reversed because you are learning how to go deeper from the surface level. So in a way, you are not full on defensive, like, oh, these people are lying to me, they don't know what they're talking about. No, it's having a balance, right? Because this porcupine is very good at protecting itself. So again, setting healthy boundaries is a very big thing here. You also have like a lot of like orangey and green colors. So following, trusting your gut feeling and also following your heart. So also trusting your heart. I guess in a way it's like trusting your intuition, right? So I do feel that that's a very, very big thing for you guys. Just trust your intuition. Just trust that what other people are saying or what people may be warning you about, you be the judge of that, right? You figure it out. You gather your own information. You do that, basically. Don't trust everyone at face value. Don't trust the Knight of Cups just because they're offering all of these beautiful things, but also don't trust the parrot from what it's saying. So I will leave that there for pile 4. I hope that was helpful in any way, shape, or form. Thank you so much for watching pile 4. I hope you liked this video. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you were able to learn something from it, or if not, that's fine too. I will see you on the next one, whenever that is. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye. Hello, Pile 5. Welcome to your reading. For those of you that picked Obsidian, or Pile 5, the card that you got was ouch. I just spoke to myself. You got Russian Roulette, and this song, it may look very cute, it may look very colorful, but it's here in this Halloween edition of a pick a card reading because if you look closely, they're all trying to kill each other. And I don't know about you guys, but that is spoopy. Very scary stuff. So, let me read what I got for you. So, the first thing that came up right here, these are like my intuitive messages when I was listening to the song, was getting rid of the competition. So I don't know who you're getting rid of. I don't know if it's in love or in your career, but we'll see with the cards that you have. Here it says your heart is beating very fast for something you desire. It is closer than you think. So you're getting there. If this is a person, they want you to. However, they may not know how to make it work though. So I do feel that there's a lot of desire and wanting something. Not desire as in like full on passionate. It could be a very nice and loving loovy doobie type of thing. I'm thinking of another song now. Have you guys heard the Tiara song, Loovy Doobie? It's a good song. I'm saying that because I'm pretty, even though my channel has a lot of K-pop stuff, I'm pretty sure not everyone that watches my pick a card readings know about K-pop. But anyway, these two cards are going to tell us what you should expect in your journey ahead through this transformation. My brain just went like, what? Okay, so we have Neptune and Disseminating Moon. Take time to breathe out. So Neptune already is telling me that you guys may be going through a transformation that is testing your sanity. And I'm talking sanity because Neptune is all about illusions, obsessions, addictions, and also spirituality and your fantasy world and daydreaming and all of that. So I do feel that some of you may be going through this struggle of trying to find some sort of stability and balance, or you guys are trying to reach a more fantastical side of yourselves. Also with Take Time to Breathe Out, I do feel that life may be actually encouraging you to dream big and indulge yourself with your fantasies of like the future that you want to build. It's kind of like, you know how they say that the future, that your imagination is the future? That kind of thing, right? Imagine it into reality type of thing. And also there's a lot of blue, so you guys may be working through your throat chakra and trying to understand speak out the reality that you want. Now the next three cards that we have will be expressing the advice as to what are the next steps you should take, or how you can find the next steps into your journey for your transformation. But before I get that, I want to mention that in this Neptune card, we have Neptune, like the embodiment of it facing up, like if it was a rocket. So I just thought of another song. It's also another K-pop song by 17, which is called Rocket. And it's basically, I don't really know what the song is about. I just remember the part where it's like, building a rocket, and it just made me think of, going into space and living in this different world and traveling through time and being very dreamy, maybe meeting some aliens, I feel like I'm reaching the 5th dimension, but I'm still pretty tamed. So anyway, with this Neptune card facing up, I was just thinking of you guys like, flying high for your dreams. And stuff like that. But anyway, let's look at this one. You have the Two of Pentacles, balance. You also have the Tower card, so dynamic change. Oh, you know what? When I think, okay, hold on. And then you have the Seven of Pentacles reverse. So going back to the Tower, usually when I see the Tower, I think of like a domino effect, right? I think like one thing happens and then another thing happens and then another thing happens and then another thing. And right now that I'm looking at the lockers, they're supposed to be lockers. Don't judge my drawings. They're supposed to be lockers, and it's kind of like one person pushes one and then the other lockers are falling because, they're like knocking each other out. And when I saw that, I was thinking of, the domino effect. One thing causes everything else to just kind of happen. Or I think it's called the ripple effect as well. It's like one wave just causes more waves. And waves are, of course, water waves. Or it could also be light. And it could also be sound. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. I don't know how that's relevant to you guys. Maybe because when I think of Neptune, I think of music. I don't know why. So maybe you guys could be thinking of music as well. So let's talk about the two. Okay, I don't know where to start, because I do feel that there's this sense of needing to have balance and patience with the Seven of Pentacles. I do feel that there's this sense of you have not even with you guys, you haven't even planted the seeds. I think that's the issue. You need to plant the seeds so like that they can grow. You can't be waiting for something to grow if you haven't even planted the seed. And I think with you planting that seed for your dreams to come true or stuff like that, you need to dream about it. You need to imagine it. You need to feel like you already have it, right? That's kind of like the law of manifestation. You think of it as if it's already yours. You think about it as if you already have it, and all of that in a way to bring it towards you, the law of manifestation and the law of attraction and all of that, right? But the way that I'm seeing it here is that you have to imagine it, so like that you can say, is that what I want? Do I see myself in that? That's how you create this future for yourself. You need to think outside the box and put yourself into that future that you want and you desire. Live through that fantasy and be like, do I want that? I do? Okay. Then you start working into making that a reality. That's kind of where I'm getting at there. So plant those seeds. That's what I'm getting with the Seven of Pentacles reverse, right? Then you can be patient and wait for it to grow. But if you don't plant anything, then what are you waiting for? Plant them. You also have the Two of Pentacles, and here you see this woman that is kind of like balancing the pentacles on water and they're floating. So usually Pentacles is showing a guy that has two pentacles on. I just realized it's supposed to be like yin and yang, as it's making like that symbol right here. I didn't think of that in the I guess the usual imagery of the Two of Pentacles. It shows a guy balancing both pentacles, one in each hand, and it has like the infinite symbol not embracing, but the two pentacles are inside of the infinite symbol, right? To show having like this infinite balance and being in infinite harmony and all of that, right? So in this sense, it's technically something similar. Not necessarily the infinity symbol, but in this sense, it will be having a balance between your feminine and masculine energy. Having a balance, because that's usually what yin and yang is all about, is you have feminine energy, you have masculine energy, and the little circles in between that it has the opposite color in the opposite side, however you want to put it, is supposed to symbolize that even though you have male and female genders, you also have a little bit of feminine and masculine energy in everyone. That's basically what that symbol is all about. Harmony, balance, stability, all of that. So in this sense, I do feel that with this Two of Pentacles, one of the steps that you need to have is balance, right? I think balance will be able to allow you to have a very practical mind, but also have this ability to daydream and also be stable and also have hope for the future and all of that, right? So having that sweet balance between those two ways of thinking. Also, with having the balance of feminine and masculine energy in your situation, I do feel that since you're going through a transformation of allowing yourself to enter your spiritual side, your intuitive side, and allowing yourself to daydream, I do feel that for you, Pile 5, you're going through this period where you are learning how to nurture your spirituality and how to nurture yourself, but also how to take action, having that masculine energy to just be direct forward and take action, and using your energy for your forward dynamic momentum, right? The feminine energy is a little bit more intuitive, and it's a lot more nurturing, and it's a little bit more introspective. So you focus more on yourself rather than on the action that you're taking towards something forward, right? It's more of a passive energy in that sense. It's not super dynamic like the masculine energy. So you're having that balance where you're having the nurturing, the feminine energy that is allowing you to daydream and it's allowing you to manifest passively, and then you have the masculine energy that is actively helping you be practical in achieving your dreams. But now let's talk about the Tower card. One of the steps that you're going to go towards is a destruction of your foundation, right? Not your foundation, but like whatever you find stability in. This is Mars energy, full on masculine energy going forward. Whatever action you're going to take, you're going to have this domino effect of things falling apart. Things not happening how you want them, or things are not going as smoothly as you want them to be. Why is this happening? Life is getting rid of the obstacles and is getting rid of the structure you are in because it's not built on a strong foundation. Usually when you have a Tower card, it is supposed to show lightning, which is the spark of inspiration that comes from your crown chakra. Because usually they show the imagery of a lightning bolt that is hitting the top of the tower, which at the cost of that makes the tower go up in flames. And then it shows two people kind of jumping out of the tower, right? In this case, it shows a woman that is, she has her katana up high. I think it's a katana, right? It looks a little bit too short for that, so I don't know what that will be called. It is supposed to show how the lightning is actually like kind of hitting her weapon. So she's kind of like inviting that power, inviting that change, inviting that spark of inspiration coming through. It's quick. It's it's very it's dynamic in the sense that it has a lot of power coming through. It's instant. It's shocking. So it's gonna be a very big change. The tower symbolizes all types of change in that sense, and the tower is being destroyed. It's kind of like you're inviting change, and because you're inviting change, you are creating chaos and destruction, which is actually normal with a tower. It doesn't have to be chaotic necessarily, but it will destroy a couple of things that are not needed in your life. Anything that is not meant to stay is going to go away or is going to get destroyed. And I say it that way because you have to rebuild from the ground up, but now you're building on a stronger foundation, right? With everything that got destroyed, you learn from it, and you don't start from zero. You just start over, but with the new knowledge that you carry now. That's kind of where I'm getting there. The next cards that you have are going to be the challenges. So I guess this is what the Tower card is going to result in. The domino effect will be in this. What are the challenges and difficulties you will encounter in your journey? So you have the Angel of Mystery. So a lot of unknown things are going to be happening, and you're going to encounter stuff. I do feel that the feathers of this imagery kind of look like paper, and I believe he's holding a book of knowledge of sorts. I don't really know what that will be called, but I do feel that there's this sense of like finding peace within the mystery. So I do feel there's going to be some things that you're not going to know about, and that's fine. Also, the shark is supposed to symbolize a sense of mystery as well. The shark is a water element, as you see right here, so maybe you're going to go through some depths of, I do feel this is leaning more towards spirituality, not necessarily emotions. You're gonna feel things for sure, but I do feel that one of the challenging things is that you're going to reach some depths of knowledge that you are just not going to understand. So I do feel that when you open up your third eye, your crown chakra, and all of that, it's going to destroy something within you, because you're getting this newfound knowledge that is it just will not fit in your current reality. So I do feel that this is going to be a little bit meta for some of you. I do feel that you're just going to enter a plane in your life that is going to be very confusing. You do have to understand that when you enter your spiritual side and you enter that side filled with mysteries, I still feel with mysteries because not everyone really explores the same thing. Everyone's learning different things. It's a whole different field, a whole different world, or worlds, depending on which one you encounter or which ones you're jumping in. It's a whole new way of seeing things, because it's not conventional to our human not mentality but perspective, and it doesn't really go in accordance. You have to be very open-minded and understand that the laws of the unknown are very different from the society that we have built and the laws that we have. So your understanding of things are going to be very different from how things work in other places. It's kind of like when you learn from other countries, and they're very different, even though we're all human and all of that. But now try to take that into a bigger perspective, in a bigger scope, and now you're talking about people that are not really human, right? I do feel that you may be connecting with other, like, I guess, alien worlds out there, and other societies and other structures and other set of beliefs, and you are going to be kind of like, what is going on, right? So I do feel that you may not have the full-on knowledge to understand the things that you're going to connect with. So I do feel that many of you may start opening your third eye or opening up to your spiritual side. Also, this shark talks about potential dangers, and what I mean by dangers is that when you connect spiritually, you are going to have some spiritual shock. That's my way of saying cultural shock, but in the spiritual realm. That sounded weird, but you get where I'm getting at. Now, these cards are going to show the little breadcrumbs or the guidance or the spiritual signs that will tell you if you have encountered the checkpoints along your journey and you're on the right path, basically. Oh yeah. Okay, so you got the King of Pentacles. So definitely when you're having stability, structure, and responsibility. So when you learn how to be responsible with your gifts, you are basically on the right path. When you feel grounded again, because when you start opening up spiritually, you're going to reach a place where you're like, is this real? I feel that many of you are going to be very all your five senses will be engulfed with with your spiritual side, so many of you will be confused. You also have the Seven of Swords reverse. I do feel that with this Seven of Swords is the sense of you are going to have to learn that you're not taking everything with you. The Seven of Swords usually shows a guy that its only regret is not being able to take everything with him, and also his biggest pride is being able to take the knowledge that he took with him. As you can see, it only takes 5 swords out of the 7, so it's kind of like, being sneaky and stuff. So I do feel that with it being reversed, I do feel that one of the signs that you're going to get along your path is your desire to continue learning, your desire to continue being here, being okay with being seen. I do feel that by being seen is like being able to interact with the people that, well, not the people, but the energies that you will encounter when you open up spiritually. You also have the High Priestess, so just having that balance and that spirituality from the knowledge that I learned when I was studying tarot. I remember that the symbolism right here, these are supposed to be the gates to the opening the veil of the spiritual side of us. The High Priestess is a very spiritual card as well. It represents the moon, which the moon talks about your intuition, your spirituality, and your creativity is element of water, which you have right here. And also, I believe the pomegranates are supposed to symbolize abundance and longevity and life, something related to good life, something along those lines, right? So it's supposed to be something good, right? And it's supposed to be on like a veil to symbolize the thinning of the veil, and how you're slowly, with your intuition and your feminine energy and connecting to that side of yourself, will be the key for you to enter that gate of the unknown. So that's another sign, when you're slowly embracing the unknown. And the other card that you have right here is the Ten of Pentacles. So having a legacy to give to other people, understanding the legacy that has in the heritage that has been brought onto you. I do feel that your family could have some gifts that could definitely help you, or the knowledge that they carry could be very beneficial to the journey that you're going through right now. So if you want, I guess you could interact with them to understand a little bit better what you may encounter, because right here you have an old man that is supposed to represent generations. You also have like a couple right here that's supposed to symbolize like the family, and then you have the dogs right here that I believe just represent tamed wild side, I guess, and loyalty in a sense. And when you have a 10, it's supposed to be like the end of a cycle, so definitely a cycle that is filled with stability, abundance, and security, right? This is a secure home and a secure place where everyone's happy because they have everything they need. So there's a sense of having a very, very stable and grounded 3D world. I do feel that you're going to open up so much spiritually that you do need to have your feet very well planted on the ground, so you are aware that, okay, this is my reality, this is my present human 3D world, and then this is the 5D world that is going to be filled with mysteries. The other bits of crumbs that you're going to get is the tulip with great passion. So I do feel that this symbolizes that you're going to be very passionate about this new journey. It's going to be something that you will be very interested in. You also have crib with birth or conception of a child or enterprise. I do feel that with these two cards that you have right here, it could symbolize like if you end up having some sort of children, or not even you, but if your family does, you will kind of pass down your knowledge to that future generation. It doesn't even have to be within your family. Oh my god, this card again. It could also be with like other people that need your knowledge. Not need, but that could learn a lot from your knowledge. It will be very beneficial when you give it to them because your experiences are very valuable. You also have ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or business. So these two cards came before for somebody else in something else. I believe this ones came out in the healing messages of my latest pick a card reading, and if that's the case and you're seeing this again, well, hello. Hey, how's it going? How is life? Thank you for watching this reading too. But anyway, putting that aside, we have great passion, we have marriage basically, and then we have children. So some of you, I think this is a very specific thing for some of you. I was already talking about children and stuff right here. So I do feel that many of you will pass down this knowledge and these gifts and these abilities to your children. So keep very detailed notes about it, or very good knowledge and memories of it, so like that you can pass it down to your kids, because that will, if you do have them, because that will be very useful and beneficial to them, because they will probably go through a similar transformation as you are currently going through. So that will be very helpful to them. And if not, your family could be helping you with this as well. I do feel there's a lot of flowers right here, so maybe a garden could be a good way for you to meditate or to feel at home or to feel connected to earth, and that's just a message that came through. So I do feel that now that you have these two cards right here, and if we connect it to the whole family thing, it kind of makes sense. It's like, share your knowledge to the family, provide and create this home for your family. And this high priestess is the moon, which is the ruler of Cancer, which Cancer is all about family as well. So it seems like family is a very important thing. And now that I'm talking about family over and over again, I do feel that this could be very beneficial to soul families and soul tribes as well. Now, so this card is supposed to be how to end this journey. How, for some of you that have been going through this tower moments and are just wondering, okay, how can I know where this journey is going at. I understand the lessons. I understand the transformation. How do I end it? How do I end the cycle? And the card that you got was the High Priestess reversed. So I'm trying to understand why the High Priestess is reversed. I think it might be, again, pile 5. You may already be encountering all of the spiritual side, all of these unknowns, and all of this third eye opening thing, that I do feel that this High Priestess is actually reversed, not because you don't see it, but because they want you. When I mean they, I mean like your higher self or your spiritual team, the universe. They all want you to figure out how to be more comfortable with your High Priestess energy, how to be okay with your feminine energy, how to embrace your power, how to embrace your knowledge and your magic and your intuitiveness, and how to be okay with it. So like, because it's gonna continue happening, you're going to continue getting all these spiritual messages, and some of you may be blocking it, and others of you just don't really know how to work with it. So this High Priestess is reversed. This is telling you to turn it up, right? You will see the end of this journey and this end of this cycle when you embrace it and when you learn how to work with it. It is bringing you a lot of struggles, and it may be bringing you a lot of destruction, but it's not meant to harm you. It is meant to create a stronger foundation. So it's kind of like, let's say you are someone that wasn't too aware of your spiritual gifts and you weren't too open to your third eye. Well, it's destroying your beliefs of the world that you are currently living in, because now you just have the knowledge that doesn't fit in the reality that you're in. So you now have to, build from the ground up to create a world that fits with the beliefs and the new knowledge that you carry within yourself. So this high priestess reverse is kind of saying, turn it up, right, by getting that confidence and learning how to work with it and opening that veil and all of that, enter that gate and learn and be confident with it in that sense. The last 3 cards that we have right here are supposed to represent the lessons you will learn from this transformational journey, or the purpose of this, or the takeaway. So we have Maximus. How can you feed others when your own table is empty? We have Beaver Spirit reversed with lay a solid foundation, which makes total sense since I've been talking nonstop about it with the Tower card. And then we have the Squirrel Spirit, believe in yourself. This is very important. If you believe in yourself and you trust in the messages that you're getting, you will turn this High Priestess up, right? So this is of those things that life is trying to encourage you to nourish yourself with. This Maximus card, life is telling you to have a balance of, you want to give to others, that's perfectly fine. So many of you could be empaths, many of you could be using your abilities to help other people with the knowledge that you carry, but life is telling you, yes, it's good to help other people, but also make sure that you are not sacrificing yourself and exhausting yourself by helping others. Try to focus yourself and nourish yourself and turn this High Priestess upright. Also with you do have to keep in mind, because one of the things that I'm getting right here is that when you open up spiritually, you could attract a lot of energy that just wants to be heard and wants to put their message out there and wants to communicate. So this is one of the things that I had to learn myself as well. Just learn how to set boundaries spiritually as well. I'm telling you that because we have the light right here, and then you have like little flying things right there. So it kind of made me think of the saying of moths to a flame. Showing how you have this people that will be naturally attracted to your energy and will want to latch onto it, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because they can't latch onto it or hurt you if you set very healthy boundary of fuck off, basically. Don't get near me, I don't want you near me. You do have to keep in mind that you have, just like you have the power to do that in your 3D world, you have the same power to do that spiritually. If you do not want to be bothered by your soul family, or you do not want to be bothered by your spirit guides, or you don't want to be bothered by other humans and their energy, just be like, I'm out. I'm going full on hermit mode. See you all when I get out of there. So that's kind of what I mean by that. You can definitely set very healthy boundaries and, keep yourself, sane in that sense, and not be feeling what everyone's feeling. Also, with this Beaver card, you are definitely getting the message that I was talking about, the Towered, which is all the Towered. With the Tower card, that is, just create a better, solid foundation. Life is going to take care of getting rid of everything that's not meant to be in your life, and your job is just simply to rebuild from the ashes of that. Kind of like a phoenix, rise from the ashes. And by this time, as I mentioned, now you have the knowledge that the new knowledge that you have will help you create a new structure upon a more solid foundation, right? Because now this structure, this reality that I was in does not work for me. It doesn't fit the beliefs that I currently have, and it definitely is not the lifestyle that I want in my life. And because of that, you create a more solid foundation based on beliefs that you truly believe in, and not necessarily the beliefs that you grew up to believe in necessarily. It could just be the ones that you truly trust and you truly do wholeheartedly believe in as well. So because of that, you have created that foundation that now you can build upon and created something beautiful and stronger and brighter and all of that. And then with the squirrel spirit, very clear, trust yourself. Just trust that the messages that you're getting are real, and trust that this will be helpful to yourself and to others. Trust that you may be going through a rough time, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean it's a punishment. It's supposed to be just a healing process. It's just a learning experience as well. So that's all I have for you, pile 5. I hope this was very helpful. You did pick the Obsidian stone, which is supposed to clear off negative energy. So some of you may be learning how to protect yourselves from the spiritual world. Like when you're connecting to people and you're like, oh, no, you're too much. Get out of here. You're learning how to do that. I find it very funny when I was doing this piles, I didn't think that whoever picked Russian roulette was going to get reading like this. It's very like spiritual and very serious, and then you see, if you watch the Russian roulette video by Red Velvet, you're gonna be like, what what is going on here? So anyway, I will leave that there. I hope you really enjoyed this, or I hope you were able to learn from this. I hope I was able to give you some good advice on this one. Definitely spiritual journeys are very unique to everyone, so I wish you the best of luck in your journey and in your transformation. Again, since it's very unique, take whatever resonates and leave whatever doesn't behind. It is not meant for you. It was probably meant for somebody else. So I am very thankful that you watched this, and I will see you on the next one, whenever that is. However, that is love and healing from my part to you, and bye. Hello, Pile Sits. Welcome to your reading. For those of you that picked Pile Sits or the Lapis Lazuli, welcome to your reading. You guys got Peekaboo from Red Velvet, and the intuitive message that I wrote is that you found something to play with and you jump right in unafraid of the new journey ahead. So you like to have fun. This is a very good song, and this is perfect for like the Halloween themed pick a card reading, because in this one you have a bunch of beautiful women, 5 beautiful gorgeous women just killing delivery boys. Hey. I don't know what else to say besides that's kind of what the video is about. The song, not so much. The song is a little bit more fun, like, let's play hide and seek type of thing, right? Playing coy, the courtship of new love, I guess. I don't know. You'll have to just read what the lyrics about and I guess figure out what the meaning means to you. But the first 2 cards that we have is what should you expect on your transformational journey ahead. So let's see what you will encounter. You have Aquarius and you have Gibeah's moon. You're very close to achieving your goal. So you guys seem to really be at the end of your journey. We'll see with the rest of the cards that come up though. And with this Aquarius energy, especially with how this card is illustrated, well, the interpretation of Aquarius in this card, I do feel like it's very balanced. Like I'm like, there's air in the card for sure, there is fire right here, there is water, and then metal could be seen as earth. So this is a very balanced out interpretation of Aquarius. Also, Aquarius right here looks kind of how the symbol for Uranus looks like, and Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, so that's also another thing. And I also want to mention that Aquarius is an air sign, for those of you that did not know. I guess that will be important for some of you. But yeah, I was mentioning all those elements because I was like, oh, this looks very balanced out. It has all the elements in the illustration of Aquarius, and I just want to point that out. Also, you have like 2 faces right here and the water coming out, and it's making me think of the star card, because that's also Aquarius energy, but it's also making me think of the temperance card. So with this Aquarius card, I'm getting this energy of being innovative, doing new things. It does feel that many of you are going through a transformation of someone that is learning how to communicate properly because of the air element. It also seems that you're going through a transformation of balance, of trying to figure out when to take the right step, when to be up in the clouds, and then when to be stable and planted on earth, when to be passionate and spontaneous and follow your desires and your impulsivities, and then when to follow your heart and your emotions, and those desires in that sense, right? When to go with the flow and when to take control. Like, I do feel that right now you guys are going through that balance, and that's kind of what I'm getting with the imagery of Aquarius. I already talked about communication and balance and justice. That's some of the few things that I'm getting with the air element that is Aquarius. Also, Aquarius is a fifth sign, so I do feel that you may be transforming into recreating or understanding your values in life. Also, you're very close to achieving your goals, so you're finally ending that cycle. You're finally understanding that transformation and all of that. Also, we have the number 11 that's making me think of the 11th house, and the 11th house is usually how you get along with other groups. So this could be friends, and this could be your community. Also, the 11th house is basically how you integrate yourself into your community, if that makes sense. I don't know if integrate was the right word, right? Basically, how do you kind of coexist with your community? The next 3 cards that we have for this reading is going to represent the advice as to what will be the next steps, or how to find these next steps into your journey of transformation. So we have the 8 of Pentacles reverse. We have Strength reverse. It has number 11 that is usually put for justice. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles upright. I do feel that many of you are going through a very physical transformation, or whatever transformation you're going through will affect your 3D life. It's going to affect your career big time. When you have the 8 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles could be you're teaching other people, or you are an apprentice yourself, like you're a student learning, or the 8 of Pentacles usually illustrates someone that is creating the 8th pentacle as a way of showing someone that is a very hardworking and diligent, I think that's how you say it, individual, someone that is very dedicated to their hard work and does very well in making sure that they succeed in that because of all of the energy they're putting in their work. In this sense, the illustration or the imagery of the 8 of Pentacles kind of looks as someone that is drawing a pentacle on the guy's chest, and I don't know why. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, there's 8 on this like blanket or cloth, so I don't know, it kind of feels like very homely. It feels like warm somehow, but it's reversed. So I do feel that maybe life is telling you to take a break. Life may be telling you that the next step right now is to go within your heart and figure out what you want to do. Like, yeah, you're doing the hard work of your responsibilities, your career, your success, your studies, and your knowledge, but now life is telling you, but what does your heart want? What is up over there? You know, find that balance by now asking yourself, what do you want? What do you desire? Right? So I do feel that might be one of the next steps as to what you should do in your journey. You already worked hard in your 3D material life and your health as well. Or maybe your health might be the thing that you should look at, because, you know, it looks like medicine or something she's putting on his chest. So that could be one of those things. You also have Strength, which represents Leo energy, and it's reversed. Usually in the Strength card, we see a woman that is taming a lion. She is using her feminine, delicate energy to tame a lion, right? A beast. And it's supposed to show and symbolize someone that is using their wild, pure, instinctual strength to do something, but they have it under control in the sense that they know how to use their strength to their advantage, right? But with it in reverse, I do feel that you guys may have a lot of masculine energy that is brute force, but you may not really know how to use that to your advantage yet, and that's why the Strength card is reversed. That's for some of you. For others of you, you are very passive in the sense that you work so hard to do things and you allow life to just kind of flow by you. So now you feel like you don't have the strength to take control of your life and do your own thing. Also, when you have Aquarius is a very innovative mind. It's very open-minded. It is it's a rebel. It doesn't like to be put in a box and being labeled. Aquarius does whatever it wants and however they want it, right? So I do feel that with this strength card, you may feel like you lack the strength to be unique, to be yourself, to be different, to be innovative and progressive and do different things and break yourself free from that box. So I said it weird. So I do feel that many of you may be in a stage where you feel like you don't have control, like you don't have power over your life and your decisions. You may feel like someone is putting you in a label and a box that you are not content with. You feel like you're the one being tamed. You feel like society is taming you, or you feel like someone in your life is putting the power over you and you are not free. You may feel like someone or something, a situation as well. It could also be a situation is suffocating you somehow and you have lost control and power. You have to keep in mind that you have a dragon right here, and the dragon is I think it's a symbol. I read once, because I'm from the year of the dragon, I read once that dragons are very prideful, very powerful, and all of that. And it also said that there can only be one dragon in the skies, or something like that, right? Kind of symbolizing this sense of the dragon is a very independent symbol, I guess you could put it, that doesn't really like to be around other dragons, right? It likes to be under the spotlight in that sense, right? And that's a very Leo quality now that I think about it. Leo likes to be in the spotlight, but a healthy Leo doesn't really care who's looking at them. They're just grateful with whoever is. But I'll put that to the side. We're not talking about Leo right now. I'm talking about your strength. So I do feel that the next step is to get that strength back, get that control, and do what you want to do, right? We have the Ace of Pentacles right here. This is a new beginning, right? But this is a material beginning, taking action in the sense of what you can physically do, what is tangible, what is more stable. This is a long-lasting way of seeing things, or a long-lasting relationship, or a long-lasting project or business or success. Usually when you get the Ace of Pentacles, it kind of shows that the divine and the universe and life is trying to bring you this opportunity, but are you ready to take it? I'll tell you what the answer is. No, you're not ready to take it. Hear me out though, because with this Ace of Pentacles, yeah, there's a lot of abundance, but there's a lot of responsibility. And I think you are a very responsible person, but I don't know if you have the will to take it, because this strength is reversed. So I do feel that many of you are working towards that, right? I do feel that you guys are working towards getting this Ace of Pentacles. Like, it's already been offered to you, but I feel like your energy is trying to catch up to the offer life is giving you. I do feel that life is offering you stability. It's offering you long-lasting whatever you have been dreaming of. And I do feel that many of you are working towards being worthy in a way, or being in the right state of mind to be okay with the responsibility that comes with taking that abundance and that Ace of Pentacles, right? So it's a new beginning, a new career, potentially a new business, a new opportunity, and you want to take it. You definitely do, but you're getting that strength to be able to handle that responsibility that comes with it. Now, these two cards are going to symbolize the difficulties and challenges that you will encounter down this journey of transformation. I remember this. You have the Angel of Night and Turtle, which is a water element, and the Angel of Night is making me think of the High Priestess. But what I remembered was, when I was shuffling these cards, I remember when I was shuffling from this deck, I got Be Gentle, so I do feel that with many of you, life is encouraging you to take your time and not be too harsh on yourself. I do feel that one of the difficulties will be to embrace the emotional side of yourself. You do have to keep in mind that you got Aquarius, and Aquarius tends to be an energy that doesn't really like to delve too much in their emotions. They tend to be very detached, and they tend to be very avoidant of those emotions. So do keep in mind that life may be encouraging you to take things slow, take things steady. There's a promise of good fortune and living a long life. because I believe that's what the turtle usually represents. Living a long, good, abundant life. So I do feel that life is telling you, hey, we can definitely give you that. And the challenging part will be to be vulnerable, will be to go into the unknown, into the dark. Because you also have the angel of night. And this turtle is in the dark. So being able to delve deep within the emotions that you carry, doing the shadow work, I do feel that following your intuition will be one of them as well, because you have the moon right here and the angel of night. I do feel that you have a lot of dreams that you're gonna get that may be things that you may feel are too good to be true sometimes. So I do feel that you're going through this transformation of re-establishing your beliefs and seeing things in a different point of view, and you're very close to creating this new reality for yourself. I do feel though that you have to do some shadow work that could be a little bit challenging, because you will have to encounter your emotions, your spirituality, and it may manifest in your dreams or in your creative endeavors. Now, the other cards that you got right here are going to be the little breadcrumbs, or the signs or guidance that you will get along your journey to figure out that if you are on the right path. These are like the little checkpoints. So the cards that you have, we have Justice Reverse, which I am so glad, because I was thinking of Justice when I saw this card, because it's the same guy, but the card is of course different. So you got Justice Reverse. You got the Six of Pentacles reverse, the Eight of Cups reverse. Okay. You got April. July and April? Have you guys watched that anime? It's very nice. I really liked it. It has good music. You have Peacock with Beware of Great Prides. We have Archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. And then we have Money Path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. So I do feel that many of you may be worried about your career, or you may be worried about your material abundance. That will make sense why you have the Eight of Pentacles reversed and the Ace of Pentacles. You may want a career, or you may want to work, but it may not be conventional because you have Aquarius. I'm saying that because you have the Archway and the Money Path. You also have April, which is the beginning of spring. Well, it's not. It's the beginning of spring is technically the end of March. But when I see all those flowers blooming, I thought of, spring. So maybe spring could be very good time for you. I do feel that April could be very abundant, or I think spring could be a symbol of abundance and good fortune and new beginnings, as you have the Ace of Pentacles up here. So I do feel that one of the things that you are going to go through during this journey is a sense of injustice. You're going to feel like life is not fair. You're going to feel like things are not working and going the way that you wish them to. You're going to feel like you can't properly communicate, or you may feel like your judgment is not clear. You may feel like you don't know which path to take because of that lack of judgment or that lack of balance. You may feel a lot of imbalance. I do feel that that's very big. You're gonna feel very out of balance and out of harmony, and because of that, that is a sign that you are on the right path. I think that's because you are going through a very unconventional way of finding what your career is. I do feel that this is leaning more towards your career, because of all the pentacles that you're getting and the money, because I feel that you're supposed to follow funnily enough, you're not supposed to get this path out of a practical brain. You're getting this out of an intuitive brain. So I think that's where the change of beliefs and shifts of your idea of what work is and what career is and what money should come from and all of that, I feel that it's going to be very unconventional for you. It's not going to be the traditional way of work in an office job, do what you have to do, and then wait for the money to come in. It's not going to be very cut dry like that. It's not going to be traditional like that. It's going to be kind of like, I feel like with you guys it will be like rest, follow my heart, and then money just kind of comes in, right? That's the essential, the bigger picture. Eventually that's kind of how it works. but it's going to be different for all of you guys. I do feel that also there's this sense of the Six of Pentacles is supposed to talk about equal give and take. So I do feel that with you guys, since it's reversed, one of the things that you will have to go through is to learn how to accept money. Because usually the Six of Pentacles, when it's upright, it talks about good fortune or money coming out of nowhere. So I do feel with it being reversed, I do feel that many of you guys will just have to learn how to accept money and good fortune and good luck and all of that. So that's one of the stepping stones you will definitely go through. You may feel that it's unfair, or you will feel that you cannot trust your judgment, and then the other breadcrumb will be you just accepting things for what they are, or being able to accept just the gifts that life is going to give you or other people are going to give you. Then we have the Eight of Cups reversed. So the Eight of Cups usually talks about walking away from a situation that doesn't satisfy you. However, with it being reversed, I do feel that just because things are not going the way that you want that you want them to go, it doesn't mean that you have to walk away. So I feel that this is kind of saying, like, don't give up. Just because things are not working out, please trust that the thing that life is offering you is not going away. It's still yours. It's still being offered to you. You just have to go through this transformation to be ready for the responsibility that comes with this. So I do feel that this Eight of Cups is kind of saying, like, don't walk away. Don't give up, right? Be persistent. That's what this one's telling me. So when you feel like giving up, don't. So these are kind of like the breadcrumbs. Feeling like things are not working out, or that you can't, you're out of harmony, out of balance, you can't trust your judgment. The other breadcrumb is, learning. There's two scales right there. So there's a lot of balance in here too. Being able to learn how to give, or learning how to, how to receive from the universe, and then be persistent. There's this sense of spring or April or a new beginning with these two cards, and then beware of great pride. So I do feel that this one is kind of saying that your pride could be the reason why you are not accepting the gifts that life wants to offer to you. So let's say you're asking about money, and life wants to give that to you, and they want to give you abundance, and they want to give you these opportunities and this good luck and all these projects to work, but you are kind of like, no, I have to follow this traditional path. And then that Aquarius energy is like being like, oh no, but you don't have to. You could get it like this, you can get it like that. You could just get all of this by just existing, right? That's kind of where this is coming in. And I think you already know how you can get this new opportunity, because you intuitively already have the answer. I just feel that many of you are going through that challenge and the difficulty of accepting that that's valid, that's how it's going to happen. The other cards that you have are new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up, and then money path. One of the paths that is opening up is the money path, which is just, it could be actual money, or it could just be opportunities, abundance, and all of the good things that you want in life. So all of the bad things and obstacles that you see are basically your limiting beliefs, and because those limiting beliefs stem from your, from the traditions and the, what you grew up with, and you have to break free of those to be able to see the path where the gold is at, basically. Let's put it that way. But the next card that we have right here is going to be for those of you that have been going on this journey. So maybe some of you are already aware of what the intuitive message is that will help you go through this, or you already know what beliefs you have to get rid of, but you don't really know how to get rid of them, or you don't really know how you can end this cycle. Like, this is the issue. Okay, this is what is being promised to me. How do I get rid of this issue, right? So this is the card that will help us figure out how can you end this journey in this cycle of transformation. You got the Six of Wands. So what life is encouraging you to do, and what they're like screaming at you, is to just be confident and to accept the gift. So I do feel that if there is a sense of like, oh, money's coming in, life is telling you just accept the money. If there's a job opportunity coming in or a new project, life is just telling you just do it. It's going to work. You're going to succeed. Just learn that a lot of people are going to look at you, because the Six of Wands is kind of like Leo energy of being under the spotlight and being paraded around. It's people acknowledging and giving you credit for your work. I do feel that some of you could be going through a job where you are implementing your beliefs and your very unique point of view and your very different way of seeing life. And this Six of Wands is encouraging you to just embrace the credit that you're going to get. Just accept it, just parade it, just be proud of it. Not proud, don't have pride that gets on the way of your blessings, but be proud in the sense that it's hopeful, of the sense of embracing the gifts that life is giving you, the abundance that you're getting, right? So the only way that you can end this cycle is just accepting that Ace of Pentacles, basically. So the last two cards that we have right here, these two cards are going to represent the lessons that you learn from this transformational journey, or the purpose of you going through this journey, or the takeaway that you were supposed to go through this. So the cards that you got, oh, this looks very pretty. Lavoria with Let Love Grow. Oh, that's very pretty. I really like how this card looks. I haven't really gotten it before, so just looking at it looks very pretty. And then you have the Seahorse Spirit, Watch and Wait, reversed though. So with Let Love Grow, I do feel that life is kind of, with the Seahorse reversed, I do feel that life is telling you that you don't have to wait anymore for this thing that you may be asking for, because I do feel that you guys are going through this transformational period because you asked for something and life already has it on your face and you just haven't gotten it. And that's the transformation you have to go through, the awareness to know that it's already there, and the awareness to know that you do want it, and it's okay to just take it, right? It's okay to just take that, take the action to just receive the good fortune, take the action to just receive the blessings and the abundance. That's kind of what the Six of Wands was already talking about. So with this Watch and Wait reverse, I'm kind of getting that life is already telling you to take the Ace of Pentacles they're offering you. Life is telling you, you don't have to go through this conventional path, right? You have the energy of Aquarius on this transformation. So it's already telling you whatever it is that you're getting is not going to be the normal traditional way. It's going to be very different. It's going to be stuff that people haven't seen before. I hit my little spider funky. Oh right, to me spiders symbolize connections and networking. It could also symbolize soul families. That's usually what I see in this deck. There's this spider card that has a spider web that has all the colors of the rainbow on it, and to me that always felt like building bridges and connections. So right now that I hit the spider funky, I kind of felt like telling you that maybe you will get a lot of help from your soul family in the future, after you go through this transformation and after you accept this Ace of Pentacles. So I do feel that there's something about even greater projects into the future, better opportunities into the future, but you do have to take like this one step of just accepting the abundance and the good luck and the fortune and the fame that could come from this. I do feel that you could get a lot of eyes on you when you take this step of just being different. Also, Let Love Grow. I do feel that life is kind of telling you to just nourish this, nourish yourself so that you have the confidence to tame that beast, take control of your life, and just accept the gift that life wants to give you. There's a skull right here, and there's like little roots coming out of it, so I'm getting the sense of this rebirth almost. Like life is encouraging you to have to just be born again. I'm thinking of that because of the skull, and then the leaves, not the leaves, but like the roots that are coming from it. Life might be telling you to stay grounded and protect yourself as well, because the skull is like in this glass bubble, you could say. So protect yourself from energies out there. Try not to get scammed for some reason. That was kind of what came through. I see like this other bubble here in the background, but I'm not too sure what it has in it. There's also like this white flower, which is making me think of hope, is making me think of purity, because it's white only because of that, and also blossoming from that. So your pure intentions are good enough, right? They're fine. You will get those dreams that you really desire, that you really want. Just believe in them. Also, I feel like there's this embrace of like life wants to take care of you and cuddle you. I do feel that for some of you, if you were asking about money, you could get a partner that is going to just give you everything you want and just take it. Just, you know, life is telling you, you know, I'm literally giving you this Ace of Pentacles and you don't want it. I'm giving you a long-lasting relationship that will provide for you and all of that and get rid of all your material worries, but you don't want to take it. So what am I going to do? Let love grow is one of the lessons that life is giving you, right? Like there's, you know, a form of love is survival. A form of love is to have material fulfillment, right? A form of love could be money. It's fine. You know, a lot of people like in the spiritual community in the internet always see material things as a bad thing, but we are living creatures in the 3D world, so all material things are kind of necessary, essential, and a part of our life, a part of our 3D life. So there's technically nothing wrong with it. If you want it, just take it. That's fine. That's a form of fulfilling your desires. But anyway, for you guys, that journey is very close to its end. It's very close to coming true, as you got right here. So keep that in mind, pile sits. So definitely have fun. You did get peekaboo, which did feel like an energy of someone that's definitely having fun. It's very excited for what's coming forward. It's kind of like you feel your heart, you know, it's pumping very quickly and it's beating towards the assignment that's building up for you. So a lot of good things are happening for you, pile sits. You just have to accept that a lot of beautiful things are happening and you just have to take it. You don't have to wait for the manifestation to happen. It's already there. The manifestation is actually waiting for you to take it. That's kind of how it works for you guys here. The money is there, the potential love partner is there, a loyal, long-lasting relationship is here. So you guys got it all in the bag, all in the money. You just have to accept it. You know, you're not waiting for it to happen. You know, it's waiting for you to take it. So I will leave that there, pile sits. I hope you like your reading. Your reading was very beautiful and very nice. If I sounded very serious, it's because I am very tired. I don't know how long this video will be, but I can already feel my editor monkey cursing at the sky and cursing at me for going on forever and forever. But I do feel that this is a very important reading that will be very beneficial for anyone that encounters this video. I know it's going to be lengthy, and I know it sounds like I'm going on forever and ever and ever, but there were many pieces to this, not video, to each pile that I went through. I mean, I technically answered like 6 questions for all of them, and even though question 2 and 5 were very similar, I hope it was very useful for everyone. But you don't need to know all of that, pile sits. That's the benefits of you being the last pile. You get to hear my rant at the end of being like, it's all important, I swear. But yeah, I will definitely leave that there. Enough of my ranting in that sense. I'm going to stop my rambling of trying to excuse myself of why this is so long. I do wish you all of the luck, pile sits, and I want you to know that you're very special, you're very beautiful and everything. So have fun and just enjoy the beauties and the gifts that life wants to give you. There's no shame in that. Just take it. But yeah, I will see you on the next one, whenever that is, however that is. If you celebrate Halloween and you're watching it when this video goes up, I hope it does go up in Halloween. If it doesn't, it's okay. Enjoy the thinning of the veil, and I will see you on that next video, whenever that is, however that is. Love and healing for my part to you, and bye. I just realized something. In Queendom, we did not get a king or a queen of swords. That was upsetting, and I just realized right now. Many piles later. Editor monkey, put it at the end.